I do that all the time. I'll sit in there for the first 30 minutes of the game, and I'm like, oh, I'm meant to log into Roll20 as well. It's normally the first time Arctic's like, roll perception or roll dexterity saving throw. I'm like, oh yeah, I'll just tab over to oh, I gotta log into Roll20. All right.
So who we rootin', tootin', killing, and looting today?
Spitters.
Everybody.
And some polar bear guys.
Yeah.
Arctic, is my dark vision set to 60 feet? Because I can only see like 45.
I'll check it out. Can't even see where you are. Yeah, I can't see where you are.
We are to the southeast of the others.
No, it's not set to 60, no. So 60 dark vision starting at 0, right?
I believe so. Let's check the spell.
Yep, cool.
Yeah, 60 feet dark vision.
Cool.
Such a great spell, but I never see anyone take it in other games. They're like, oh, well, I don't have dark vision, better light a torch. And I'm like, yeah, but dark vision is just a second level spell.
Well, most of the time you're not, when you need dark vision, you're low level, and you don't want to waste your second level spell.
I mean, I've seen it in like 10th level games as well.
Well, here we are. So, the first 2 levels of Undermountain are ours. We have a great deal of influence and control over them at this point, from the House of Pain down to the Goblin Market. But Sargath is a little bit different. We haven't spent much time here, and we've yet to really establish our presence, though we're in the middle of doing just that. It seems that the Dark Elves, that the Drow of House Orvrinda, have a significant stake in this part of the world, in Undermountain in general, but in the Sargath, as far as we can tell in particular. We've dislodged their headquarters. We've stopped their operations. They were kidnapping people, infecting them with spider eggs, and using those eggs to burst through from their belly to make more giant spiders in service of Loth. After wiping out that priest, that temple, which we did quite effectively, we've now entered the halls of an old dwarven ruin that is now currently inhabited by a handful of drow, but mostly their servants, spiders and quaggoths and others. And we're in the middle now of wiping this place out. We don't know how big it is, but we have the momentum at the moment. And thus, combat can continue. Ariok, the fastest reactions in this battle. You will. It's your turn to begin, as we look back into this ruin to see the fate of our adventuring party.
All right. Well, I am going to rush this guy and deliver just 3.
Yeah, each of those strikes is going to hit. He's I've got a crossbow and a shield, but he's temporarily put his shield aside to fire the crossbow, and it has left him vulnerable.
And that is my turn.
You pound him and pummel him, and he's now almost a broken man before you. Your combination of blows just about knocking him out. But he's not alone, and these tunnels aren't as high as the tunnels were in the temple, and thus there's less room for the giant spiders to move around. But they're still adapted to these areas pretty well, and they seem to be using the drow, the quaggoths, the bugbears quite tactically in their assault. This one fires a web at Ariok. 14 hit?
Negative.
Didn't think so. The others, there are other spiders as well, and they assault from different sides. Two of them firing upon Keviak with their webs. An 11 will probably miss. What about a 20, Keviak?
That's a hit.
All right, make us. Oh no, you're instantly restrained. So you're suddenly wrapped up in great blankets of web, sticky and wet, and the entanglement restricts your movement and makes it more difficult to swing your voluminous weapon. This spider is already slightly wounded, but it rushes in and launches its fangs into Bjorn. A 20.
Yep. Okay.
Make a saving throw. The DC is 13.
What save?
It's a con save.
Con?
Yeah. All right. Yeah, a little bit of poison is not going to sicken a bear of Bjorn's size. So that's the massive spiders as they rush in to provide some assistance to their allies. Shall I just take Zevram out of it?
You probably are the best judge of this, but is this a combat where it's going to be difficult enough that we need to bot Zevram and Sanj, or is it something we can handle with ourselves?
It's up to you.
Opinions, everyone? I mean, I can bot.
Something shiny on the ground and is busy looking at it right now.
Yeah, I can bot Sanj easily enough since we're both wizards and I'm pretty familiar with his spell. But Zia's, I don't know any of Zevram's abilities.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe take Zevram out and I'll just take control of Sanj for the rest of this fight.
Seems reasonable.
All right. Keviak.
I had this arachnid nearest me get his turn. I don't think it did.
The one, is there one even closer to you? You're actually right. Yeah, I didn't even look over in that side. It's spits its web as well.
Oof. Yeah, that's obviously that's an undoubted hit.
Vulnerable as you are, it advances on your position. Keviak.
Just fucking furious, as is his natural state. Keviak's gonna fly into a frenzy, and burst out of the webbing, or at least attempt to.
All right. It will take an action to burst this way. You shred it. There is nothing left. You have your bonus act. Oh, you just rage. So you use your. Did you just rage?
I just frenzied. It's like double raging basically. It lets me attack with my bonus action.
Oh, okay, cool.
And I'm gonna mace this Quaggoth in the face.
All right, it's already pretty heavily injured, and a good strike could take it down. Oh, just enough to knock it out clean cold. It's yeah, just unconscious, lying at your feet and drooling.
And that'll do it.
Sanj.
It's not here.
All right, are you going to mute him or not?
Yes, but I will need access to his sheet.
All right. Whoops. There we go.
Is he not in the fight? Oh.
Currently not.
Yeah, he'll just move to there and take the dodge action. He can't even see any of them after moving 30 feet.
All right. Quaggoths. Pour down the tunnel. And those handful that are already engaged unleash their fury on their targets. This one, making a pair of attacks on Keviak. (23 and 14. The 23.
23 hits.
Excellent. So 9 halved is 4 damage.
Roger, roger.
Roger, roger. And I'm not even sure if I see any other Quaggoths. That looks like it might be the extent of their military power. Bugbears. There's at least one, because it's currently engaged with Ariok. And this bugbear, terrified for its life, grabs its morning star with both hands, doing an extra point of damage when it delivers its pitiful strike. It's out of its league. The bugbear doesn't belong on level 3, it belongs on level 1 of Undermountain. You're out of your head, bugbear. Out of your head.
So
Just
you removed me when you changed the tokens around?
That's what would have happened, yeah, you're absolutely right. Bjorn as well.
Should I just re-roll that, or?
Yeah, if you don't know what it is and don't want to scroll up, go ahead. All right, so you can activate Sia immediately, and we'll put Bjorn in his proper location.
I'll step forward to the spider and take a big swing at it.
Yeah. Easily enough to strike.
Okay.
And a crushing blow. That will kill the spider outright with a single strike.
Then I'll wait right here for my turn.
Lucius.
I shall continue to stride forwards towards Ariok, and I will glance at this spider here with my eye. And I believe that is a wisdom saving throw.
Let's see how much common sense this spider has. Not enough.
He falls asleep.
All right, sleepy spider. The spider drops to the ground and dozing, and a drow moves into place to target you. As it does, they're the last hope for House of Rindar on level 3. They levels a canned crossbow and fires at Lucius. 13.
That'll miss.
Another one levels a hand crossbow and fires at Ariok. That'll miss. Excuse me. That's pretty bad. 2 more level their crossbows and fire upon Bjorn. 15.
Oh, that misses.
Really?
No, that does hit. That does hit.
Excellent. Con DC 13 to stay conscious. No worries. And finally, 2 Drow are also targeting Keviak. They still have confidence for now, but that confidence is slipping very fast. 23, Keviak at DC
Hit and a
13.
miss.
Hit and a miss. Con save DC 13, you have advantage on the save due to your dwarven superiority. Ooh!
Ooh.
You are poisoned.
Do we do inspiration per session or?
Yeah, once per session, that's right, once per game.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and use that then.
You are not going to let some drow see himself affect you in any way. There we go. We're back. And the poison has next to no effect. That looks like it might be as much oomph as the drow can deliver. Aldrich.
I am going to walk over here. And I'm gonna pop up around this corner and cast. Has that giant spider been hit?
Doesn't look like it, no. None of your targets are wounded.
Okay, I'll just cast Toll of the Dead at the spider.
Okay. Spider. There we are. The sound is too much for the spider, and it begins to crack under the peels of your bells. But the animals, the spiders and the drow are holding out. Clearly outmatched though they might be, they are still managing to hold on for a little longer. With only a single target to choose from, the Chimera pushes the Quaggoth out of the way and attempts to swallow Keviak alive or bite him into bite-sized chunks if preferred. It unleashes with its horns, with its claw, and with its bite.
Claws and bite hit.
Minor blows for a man of your disposition. Adresser, you hear in the distance the snarl of several beasts, but you are concerned with your own battle.
Let's see. Am I right in thinking that it's still possible to attack while restrained?
Yeah, disadvantage, I believe.
Okay, well, considering I already have advantage, that cancels it out, which makes it pretty good, I think.
Conditions
So,
restrained. Speed 0. Disadvantage. Attacks against you have advantage. Disadvantage on saves. Dexterity save. Sorry.
Yeah, so even though it's probably not too hard to break out, I'm gonna just not attempt to break out for the moment, and instead I'm gonna shoot this drow instead.
You're a drow female. You're in your natural habitat.
Yeah, I'm not phased by the fact that I'm restricted by sticky webbing.
All right. So who are you targeting?
The drow directly across from me. This one.
Excellent. He uses the giant spider as cover. It's not going to help him. Damn. Yeah. Ooh.
Yeah.
His life is over. They don't make drow like they used to. Bjorn, there are targets available for you too.
He's gonna get kind of angry when he got shot by the arrow and just kind of charge in that general direction.
All right, it's probably a bit very dark for Bjorn at the moment. I don't think there's any sort of light source. There's any light source here. So he can probably sniff the drow out. He can hear them as well, but he is effectively blind.
Okay, so disadvantage on attacks. I'm guessing?
Disadvantage on attacks. That's right, and advantage against him.
He'll try to bite him.
All right, his instincts are good, and he managed to get one right around the throat. It's a bitter injury, but the drow pushes him away before he can finish the job. Ariok, you hear in the distance other people fighting, but it sounds like it's going well. You have 3 combatants to choose from, but I suspect you don't fear any of them.
Well, maybe slightly concerned.
Concerned.
Yeah, concerned. I'm gonna punch this guy once and see what happens.
He's pretty in bad shape, and that takes him out now. Collapses on the ground.
Forward and hit the drow twice.
The drow has a good set of armor, and it'll block the second blow as all you can do is punch his chainmail. But the first blow is crippling anyway, and he's pinned up against the wall, reeling, facing a concussion.
And that's the turn, I guess.
A spider leers in on your right. The drow shakes his head and recovers on the left. The spider on your right, Ariok, leans down to inject you with the venom that will put you into a paralytic hold. Only he squirts it all over the place. It's kind of messy, not very distinguished. Lucius's spider, meanwhile, sleeps on merrily, dreaming of running through the demon web pits and finding true love. Spider in the north advances. And these corridors aren't very big, only about 10 feet tall, putting him in a very difficult position where it's hard for him to attack. If he can't regenerate his... there we go, he got his webbing back. He's a happy spider. He shoots that webbing straight at Keviak, because Keviak loves webbing. There we go. Keviak, you were instantly completely wrapped up again.
Do I have cover because he's shooting past me? Or past
Sure
the
do.
player?
Critical hits not gonna matter.
Oh, I was thinking disadvantage, but never mind.
No.
Yeah, it just increases AC.
It does. And so you are once again entangled. The spider rushes down here. I know, right? Spider rushes down here and tries to bite through the steel that Aldrich is wearing, but is unlikely to get through with its fangs. It's such a mastercraft set of armor. Kaisia.
I'm just going to... Yeah, I'll lean around the corner here. Throw one hatchet or hand axe at the giant spider.
Aha. Crunch. And it takes it out. Oh, 7? Only 7. Yeah, cool.
Yeah, only 7.
A serious injury, and your axe is lodged into its carapace.
And I will run over to here.
And you can see Bjorn just snapping at the darkness.
Well, I can see it.
You can. You can see Bjorn snapping at the darkness.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I see what you mean.
Yeah.
That'll be it for my turn.
Keviak.
With his shield hand, like the one it's strapped to, Keviak's gonna draw one of the hand axes off his belt and slash at the webbing.
All right. Fuck this webbing. All right. The armor class is 10. It only needs 5 hit points of damage, so you're able to cut through the webbing, and once again, you have freed yourself.
And then he's going to recklessly slap Quagoth with his warhammer.
Okay, now we're upset. Crunch. It's a good blow, but but these are hardy creatures, and a single strike like that is unlikely to take out an adult Quagoth.
And as a bonus action, he's going to do it again.
Why not? It was effective last time. That's an accurate
Natural
strike.
20.
Yeah, natural 20, you're right. Yeah, it's a brilliant strike. Whoa. Whoa.
Uh,
I don't think raging gets crit damage.
No.
I does it? Let me double check.
No, because only dice double. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. Nonetheless, it's 29, which is a devastating blow, and enough to split the skull of the Quagoth and to drive it into a berserker rage. Sanj.
Sanj will move up to here and cast Ray of Frost on one of the drow in there in the room with Bjorn
Oh yeah. Top or bottom?
bottom.
All right. It's a great hit. Ooh. And it snap freezes him instantly, killing him. Brilliant and powerful cantrip. Are there any bugbears alive? No. Rip bugbear. Alright. The Quagoths, however, still have a chance. This one is in a berserker rage, and it runs down to encircle Keviak and strike him from behind with a pair of axe blows that have an unusual amount of strength. There's a 23 hit.
It does.
It inflicts an extra 2 points of damage as he drives all of the fury he has within him into the blow. 3. Another one runs up to provide some supplementary assistance. He too swings with his axe at Keviak. 16 hit?
Does not.
Didn't think so. Tougher than that. And unfortunately for the Quagoths, they are the last of their kind. Sad.
Protected species.
Wow. Yeah, the ice caps are melting,
Doing the world a favor.
You're such an environmentalist.
I shall move up to here and I shall gaze at this spider here.
The spider gaze is back. How do you feel about that?
Wisdom saving throw, and then I'll tell you how I feel about that.
Yeah.
I don't feel threatened at all because he's asleep.
He's a sleepy spider. He runs through the demon web pits, and he too finds love, and it was just around the corner all along. poor Drow is he is in such a terrible state. You can see that you've got even more forces coming, even if he would have managed to somehow dispose of the wizard and the Tabaxi monk. But he doesn't think that you're going to give him any mercy. So he takes his blade and drives it into himself with advantage. Oh, but he hurts himself really badly, but doesn't kill himself. Oh,
Can't even
Kill
commit
yourself right.
suicide properly.
ow! That really hurt.
As a bonus action, I'm like, really?
The one fighting the bear.
Would stabbing yourself count as an automatic crit?
No, I don't think so. Like, yeah, I did think about it, but maybe if he laid down first, then it would, right?
He's like, fuck you, I'm gonna kill myself so you don't get any XP.
That's it. This one is not so self-determined and will bring down Bjorn with a mighty single strike of his broken sword. His short sword snaps. Just snaps on impact. And Bjorn looks at it, smiles. These three Drow don't know just how difficult, what a difficult situation they're in. And they look at the man who is armored, and they look at the dwarf, and they're going to kill the dwarf. Back up as far as they can and fire upon Keviak, who has +2 to his armor class due to so many things in the way. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. What's your armor class normally?
3 misses.
3 misses.
It's 19, so that's 21.
Ding, ding, ding! You collect 3 crossbow bolts within your armor. Like they're
Catch them on my shield.
Yeah, that's it. Each of them adds 0.1 pounds to your equipment. All right. Aldrich, this spider is in grave injury time.
I shall. I'm going to strike it with the chain of command.
All right. Smash! It's a devastating blow. It's a
And
dash.
then I will use. Oh, never mind.
It's destroyed. It's utterly destroyed.
I will stand. I will run over here and pull out my shield and say, "Don't hurt my friends." And anime music starts playing.
The Drow each blow a kiss at you.
His nose starts to bleed.
Huh. So shy. All right. The Chimera sees that it has now got opponents coming in from the other side as well, but it needs to finish off the dwarf before it can take on this armored man. And so a frenzy of attacks as it bites and headbutts and scratches.
3 hits.
Beautiful. And 14 halved is 7, 9 halved is 4, 19 halved is 9.
So 7, 4, 9.
Yeah.
20 damage.
That's 20. That's right.
Yep.
It's starting to take you down. The blood loss is beginning to weaken you.
Well, I did just hit level 11. Even when I die, I don't really die now.
Well, okay. Okay. Don't tell the Chimera that.
love barbarians now.
Yeah, you thought low level barbarians were cheesy. Wait till you see this.
I don't know.
At least I'm not bear totem.
I
Is it
just-
psychic damage? No. Have it.
Yeah. I'll just throw like 7 beholders, and they only have disintegrate rays. Drastia.
Oh, I'm just gonna make a strength roll. Yeah,
Dan, your rippling muscles leave this web for dead.
rip,
Yeah.
and then I'll head on up here to where these guys are at. Aware of the fact that that spider is still asleep, hoping it'll come to and reconsider its life decisions.
Well, it's it grew up in a bad neighborhood. Its father never really loved it. Bjorn, there is a single drow. You can smell him, and he's trying to stab you. In fact, you can feel his broken blade caught up in your fur.
Bjorn's just gonna start swinging wildly, clawing the air all around him.
The drow ducks, but it doesn't duck low enough. 15 will hit. And the brow is thrown against the wall where its life force pours out and blends with the dirty stones.
When you said swings wildly, I couldn't help but imagine this bear standing up on its 2 back legs and then just punching him in the face.
Big roundhouses.
Yeah, he does a roundhouse kick.
Beautiful. Ariok, you have introduced yourself to a spider, but he is asleep. There is also a drow that is trying to commit suicide in front of you, but he is failing. This is like this must pass for comedy in Menzo Baranzan.
Yeah, I can't attack him if he's trying to kill himself. I'm gonna move on.
All right. He lies down and waits for the blood loss to do the work.
He ends up being the only survivor because he tried to kill himself.
Okay, that's 25. Do I see any targets?
I don't think you do.
All right, I'm going to use my feline agility to run another 50.
Yeah.
Oh, look at all these targets.
Now it's a target-rich environment. Sort of. I mean, most of the targets are your party, but...
Yeah, I don't know if I can get through them.
Can't you like run on the ceiling or some bullshit?
Oh yeah, I can run on the wall.
The ceiling's only about 10 feet high, though. But it's still enough. It's still enough. But there's not a lot of gap in this dwelling.
I will land there, and that is my turn.
All right. Giant spider moves in. He's run out of web, well and truly, so he's just going to eat poor Keviak alive. I think he is the last of his kind. Oh well. Spiders, they put in a good show. See.
Good job, Bjorn. Come on, let's go. This way.
He sounds like Yoda. Bite your throat, I will.
I'll try sending this Quaggoth to the nice part of the abyss, like a nice jungly area.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful, beautiful. Roll a D33. Yeah, it's nicer than most parts of the abyss. It's a a tropical jungle oozing with poisonous snakes and venomous trees, where the rivers are made of acid and fire falls from the sky only a few hours every day.
Oh, that's not too bad.
Not too bad.
I mean, by the
And of course-
abyss.
Yeah. As I'm swinging, you hear monkeys laughing all around.
Monkeys start fighting.
Oh no.
Keviak, you hear monkeys?
Keviak is particularly angry at this spider, but he didn't get this far in his career by not being a cunning fucker when it counts. So, as a bonus action, he's gonna blam it in the face with his warhammer.
Bam! Crunch. You have broken a spider's face.
And then, as his action, he's going to disengage.
Alright. You still have your movement left.
And take his place in the corridor.
Sanj, you don't see Keviak back off very often.
Sanj will move over to here and he's going to cast telekinesis to hold up that manticore.
Alright. Con save? Strength check. Ability, spellcasting ability versus creature strength.
Yeah, I think that's it's spelled. Yeah. I didn't realize it was. He'll just ray of frost it.
Sure. It's accurate. Wow. The power of a fireball contained into a cantrip.
Mm-hmm. That's level 11 cantrips.
Yeah.
Wizards, man.
Yeah. Level 11, hey? So you are level 11. I thought you. Ridiculous. Alright. There is a single Quagoth remaining, and it will have an easier time if it attacks Eldritch. So, Kaisi, you have an attack of opportunity, but it has a +2 to its armor class as it retreats from it.
Okay. Boom blade.
Yeah, that's 13. It's just barely hits it.
Oh, okay. Sweet.
It's a good strike, a wounding strike, but the Quagoth ignores the bitter wound as it descends upon Eldritch from the rear. 16 and 14 won't break through that master for it work. Everyone's sleepy, Lucius, except for this. Sleepy or suicidal, anyway.
Shall go to here. I shall miss to here. And now I can see that thing. I shall glance at it, and I will use my port. Oh, my portents aren't great. I'm going to take a gamble and give it a 12. So the DC is 16. If it's got a modifier of 4, I don't think it would. But if it does have a modifier of 4, the spell will not work.
And that's wisdom.
Yeah.
Alright, it passes out.
Awesome.
The last remaining drow. Ooh. They throw themselves at Eldritch. Stabbing desperately. A 22, perhaps, for Eldritch.
Yes, a 22 hits.
You bleed a little bit of your own blood 7 damage, a minor injury in the scheme of things, but it's unusual for you to feel pain these days. It seems that Leviathan just haven't given you the option to feel anything anymore. Just so well
No one
protected.
makes me bleed in my own blood.
That's it. They must surely pay. And you can now make them pay for that.
Damn, I am surrounded, so I'm gonna sprout my undead wings out of my back and cause fear with a DC of 12.
All right. Not one of them can control their emotions. Do they run immediately or on their turn, right?
On their turn, I believe.
Yeah, if they become frightened of you until the end of your next turn.
Oh, just frightened, but they don't run.
Yeah, I think that's the spell Frighten that does makes.
Yeah. Cool. Good to know. So disadvantage on their attack. The Chimera sleeps. How long does Eye Bite last?
10 rounds, 1 minute.
Right. Drastia.
I will leave sleepy spooters to their sleep.
For the best.
Hell is that up there? Oh, it's Aldris surrounded by drow.
Yeah.
No big deal.
Good lord.
The drow are terrified of him.
It's
And
a
he has-
normal Sunday.
Pretty much. He's got these necrotic wings coming out of his back, and they don't like it.
It's pretty spooky. I give them something else to be scared of. This one's the one closest to
Boom.
me.
Devastating wound. And he's out. Next one,
And that one would be the one directly behind him.
heavily wounded. Be honest, dark in here. When there are corpses to feed upon, and there's nowhere for you to go. What are you going to do?
And he's gonna kind of smell the drow a little bit, then kind of turn his nose up to the dark meat.
Too savory, hey? Understandable. There we are.
Alright, I'll move there. Okay. Well, Chimera's sleeping, correct?
It is.
And that's 3 drow.
It is. They're all frightened. Well, this one's a Quaggoth, but yeah, there are 3. There are 2 drow left.
I will move on to and take that one. Punch, punch, punch.
It's afraid. It's so afraid. No. Bam. Oh. It's taken out. The spider knows the way this is going, and it flees. It flees the wrath of Keviak. No. I see ya.
One around the corner. Yeah, I'll just come over here and I guess I'll try to execute the chimera.
Excellent. You have advantage since it is unconscious. And
Isn't it
critical.
Crit?
Yeah, that's right. Advantage in critical, yeah. Yeah, just roll the extra dice.
2d8 and 2d6.
It's 30 points of damage.
Ah, booming blade. Yeah, right. So it doubles the booming blade. Yep, yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wait,
Bam.
It actually does not double this damage for the booming blade. It doubles the damage if it moves. It comes out as
Oh,
primary damage.
Isn't the 2d8 part of the casting? Because you do damage upon hitting at level 5 and 11.
Yeah, but I believe it's worded weird, so it only affects the first set of the damage. But I'm not 100.
Criticals? No, it should
Maybe.
double all dice.
Yeah, criticals double dice. They don't double modifiers, but they double dice. So
Okay. Yeah.
yeah,
I'd be all.
excellent. A crippling blow, and the chimera is given a rude awakening. Assume it does it wake up, right?
I'm sure it would.
Oh yeah, it does.
Yeah,
It does.
yeah, cool. Doesn't keep it
I'm
unconscious.
going to put it back to sleep on my turn. So.
Roger that. Keviak.
You know, Kiviak ain't done with that fucking spider.
Spider is fleeing.
Oh my god.
He doesn't see it. So he's gonna fling 3 javelins at the chimera.
All right.
Caveat, if you keep going, it's the third one on the left is the path it took.
Thanks.
Ooh. Ooh.
What does those aren't with advantage?
No, they're actually with disadvantage because it's prone and you're using a ranged weapon. Strange rule, but it's true. One of them will hit. Two of them will hit. If you've got 3 attacks, 2 will hit.
Yep.
All right.
2 regular and a frenzy.
I don't think the frenzy applies to ranged weapons. I wouldn't imagine.
It's just it lets me make an attack with my bonus action.
Oh, that's fine. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
That's Sanj.
Uh huh. Frosty. Yep. In spite of the difficulty at shooting a prone target, you have no problems. Bugbears are dead, and Lucius.
That's a
And
shit roll.
I
Yeah,
did not.
compared to the
I
last
did
one.
not have a portent to use on him this time, so he'll make his wisdom save.
All right.
DC 16.
Oh no.
Ooh, seeing that, I'm gonna hide behind a corner.
All right.
Chicken.
Okay. These frightened drow. They can't possibly hurt you at this stage, Aldrich. Hold him off, says one of them in Elven. You hold him off, says the other one in Elven, and they both flee.
Oh, they always run.
They always run. They like to survive. You have an attack of opportunity on one of them, Aldrich. But unfortunately, your flail wings astray. Will this battle end, Aldrich?
Going to run up to the chimera and strike it with chain of command. I don't think that hits.
It's not going to, leaving the chimera the opportunity to deliver its wrath.
Then I would stand there like a flaccid man.
Wow. while you stand flaccid, it attacks with the kind of vigor that one might associate with people who aren't flaccid. First bite goes on Aldrich, then Ariok, and then Kaisia. Aldrich, Ariok, and Kaisia.
Yep.
All right. So I think that one will miss Aldrich since he is impenetrable. But Ariok takes 14 and Kaisia 6 as the monster gives a kind of dying frenzy, knowing that it cannot last much longer.
Okey-dokey.
You're all alone, Adrastia. It's you and the dead bugbear, sleeping spider, and Drow who just can't seem to kill himself.
There's a burr. Use my bonus action to do fleet of foot. Keep moving.
All right.
Oh, hello. Hmm.
Chimera is fighting for its life.
I think they've got this. I've got other prey on my mind.
Uh-huh.
I only see one of them. Not sure where the other one went,
Uh-huh.
but I'll shoot the one that I can see.
All right. You hear the other one disappearing to the right, by the way, although you might not see it. That's a hit. And an injury, but not enough to bring it down. It stumbles and falls and then perishes.
Thunk, thunk.
Bjorn, hearing a chimera probably roar when it wakes back up, will run over to here.
Trampling Sanj underfoot.
Yep. And take a bite at the chimera's throat.
All right. You have 3 throats to choose from. One of them is hit.
Goat probably tastes best.
All right. The goat throat. The goat throat is hanging limp now. The chimera is in the throes of death, but it fights on valiantly, refusing to give in now. But Ariok, it's unlikely that it can weather an assault of
Yeah.
the
Punch,
sort,
punch, punch.
sort that you can deliver.
Does that get him?
I can't see yet. It's not coming up yet.
29,
Oh yeah,
14 damage.
14 damage won't kill him. No, he's still conscious, just scratching out his existence.
How about another 7?
Tips it over the edge so that it looks up at you with its fading eyes, fighting to stay awake, but it just can't. Blood loss too much.
And I take off to
You can hear him running towards the east.
that's 20. That's 50, and I can see him.
Ah! Leave me be, he says.
Kill yourself.
The spider is surely safe now. See ya.
Okay. See. I sprint. Reach there.
What's your passive perception?
Mine
Fairly
or
high. Yeah, mine is 16.
Yours is 16, is it? And what about yours, Keviak?
14.
All right, poor giant spider. Might as well take it off GM layer because it's stealth of 15. Ain't gonna save it now.
I'll run up to here.
All right, but Keviak is powering past you. He's not letting this arachnid get away.
He's gonna click his heels together and start flying like Superman, like 2 feet over the ground, just in this direction, screaming, "Come on! I just want to talk!"
All right. At first, you find nothing. Empty rooms, rubble, old dwarven architecture, and then you see it. It's a spider, but it's already dead. It's lying up on its back. Its legs are up in the air. It's all quite dramatic. It's like, no, like, oh, I have perished. It wiggles its legs because it's already perished. Can't you see it? If you take, maybe you take one more step, you'll see it.
He says, I have perished.
I have perished.
There it
You
is.
may leave now.
Gonna go, oh, then fling both the hand axes off his belt at it.
It winces.
Oof.
You have broken one of your hand axes, but the other one has claimed you a spider.
I have spares.
Don't worry.
We have reserves.
I think that's the last of them except for Ariok's drow. So the drow gets one shot at Ariok, and if he can put him unconscious, he'll get away. And if he can't, he won't. It's a long shot, but he's putting all of his dice into this one roll. Does a 13 hit?
No, and I could use the flex blow anyway.
Throw it back at him.
All right, Ariok, you are able to finish this drow off or capture him as you prefer.
Oh, I finish him off.
Excellent. What merciless method do you use to kill a drow that is attempting a meager surrender after having just fired upon you moments before?
I'll quickly snap its neck.
Ah, that's merciful. Well, seems that we've made our mark on the Sargath level.
Well, that's done. This was a supply depot, right? So they should have a lot of crap. You guys want to go after the pirate treasure?
Let's search this place first.
Okay. Gonna use.
I'm gonna need to sit down for about an hour when we get a minute.
You're looking a little woozy there.
I got a bit too into that one.
It happens to the best of us.
I got real angry at that spider. Sorry, I actually have a cold right now.
No, it's fine.
All right, let's search around and see if they had anything.
Yeah. I'll let you search around as you want. So you can just move sort of fairly freely and inspect it. There's not much to see if you don't want to see it, but it'll give you an idea for what the place looks like, if you will. Whoever is making this search, whoever is looking around, you can make an investigation roll as you go through it.
Just one of us, or anyone?
Anyone who's doing the searching can make that investigation roll. If you're willing to spend an hour do it, we can take advantage. But for now, we'll just do a normal one.
Well, I was thinking, yeah, I don't need to rest, so I'll search around while like Keviak and whoever's wounded
Yeah, that works.
rest.
But like for a full hour, that's that could, obviously provoke more random encounters, that sort of thing. If that's what you want to do, that's no problem. But
I can
yeah,
I can encounter I can accompany Lucius because I'm not hurt either.
yep,
Yeah, I'll just wander out some other direction.
cool.
I'm-
All
I'm
right,
resting.
yes. Cool. So anyone who's not resting and isn't searching, you can have advantage on your investigation rolls because you've got a lot of time to clear away the web and upturn every loose stone. The place is pretty pretty dangerous. It's a bit of a death trap. You're never sure if the roof's going to collapse, but you start searching around.
I got a better roll than Lucius.
I go up to
Nice.
Keviak and I say, "May Leviatar bless you," and touch his forehead and heal him.
I'm gonna use my inspiration, even though I got above a 20, just because I feel insulted by the fact that Adrastea is putting more effort into this than me.
Okay.
She shouldn't have.
Oh, hey, Lucius. Found something over here. I was kind of scream out into the hallway.
Yeah,
Where-
it echoes.
Where's here?
I don't know if you can see that ping. So you see where the bear is? You take
Yes.
a right, then you go up, another right, down, right, up, and left.
Take Route 12 to Route 13.
Yeah.
Follow Route
You
13.
go to Third Street. And it's the fifth road after you get to Third Street.
That's
the left.
right.
Rather than damaging the architecture and everything, having the roof collapse, I'm just gonna cast Arcane Eye again and have it go through all of the rooms and stuff in the area, everywhere in the region where the drought.
Okay. So those of you who so Lucius did pretty well on the investigation, and Adrastea did too, given enough time. Both of you can make either insight or history checks. Mm-hmm. Okay. Adrastea, something doesn't add up. Something doesn't add up. How long have you been coming to Undermountain? When was the first time you came here?
The first time, ages ago, probably like maybe nearly 100 years ago. Like
Nearly 100 years ago.
very
Good.
long time.
All right, that's
Yeah,
good.
came
That's
to
good.
Schoolport like a lifetime ago, a human lifetime ago.
Yeah, that's good. Because you have vague recollections of this area, and this doesn't make sense. You don't remember this being here. You might not have been to this exact area, but you know the vicinity. And in this vicinity, there was never these dwarven caverns weren't here. You're trying to fathom where this might be in the geographic sense of where Skullport is, and where the other locations within Sargath level are, where the river is, and this location shouldn't necessarily be here. It's 100-year-old memory. You're trying to sort through it, and while you're trying to make sense of it, Lucius makes some interesting discoveries as well. Now you find some treasure, you find some trade goods, and I'll share with those with you very, very shortly. But there's something that's bothering you as well, Lucius. There are some dwarven records here, carved into the wall, for example, and a couple of old rune tokens and the like. And a few things bother you. First of all, there's no references to dwarven gods. That's not totally bizarre, but most cultures incorporate religion into their art. It's pretty standard. There's no references at all to the dwarven gods in these ones. Further, there's no references to any place that you're familiar. It doesn't talk about Malerkin or Ilafan or Nimor's Hold or the Sword Coast. It talks about places that you've never heard of, that you've never been to. At first, you think maybe you're just mistranslating it, but there's no doubt about it. The artwork on these walls, the texts and tomes that you find, they don't refer to this geographic area. They don't refer to our gods. They don't refer to any gods at all. Yeah. So this dwarven civilized settlement that you're in, you might have thought it was part of Malerkin last week. That made a lot of sense. It was logical, but it's not. These people, the dwarves who carved this cavern, seem to have absolutely no cultural, economic, or social ties with Malerkin, nor have they ever even heard of them. Now, this
So
is the
it's
treasure.
either... Ooh,
Not a bad haul.
I'll roll that in a second. That's either implying that this is perhaps a fake hold set up by Hallister, or perhaps a result of the spell play.
The elven art that you find relates to the Elistre, relates to Elistre, the drow goddess of the moon and of liberation and of freedom. Little old tokens of silver and of platinum that the drow didn't discover. They weren't hoarding these pieces of art. You just found them as you rifled through rocks and boulders and the like. The dwarven art, on the other hand, that relates back to a culture called Stromdulkur, but it holds no references to any god, no references to any local society. It's quite unique. It's unlike any dwarven art anyone's ever seen. Lots of dragon motifs, and dwarves don't normally put dragons in their illustrations. They're axes and hammers and stuff like that, but this is all dragons and rivers and mountains. The black wine Adrasthia is Underdark wine. It's not brewed with grapes. It's brewed with mushrooms.
Oh, is that good shit?
It's yeah.
It seems Lucius is a bit of an art guy.
Apparently.
And 2 final rolls.
Yeah, so that art specifically, Elistre, and dwarves of a culture you've never seen before.
Interesting.
So what do you make of all this, Lucius?
Odd, to say the least.
Yeah, I've
putting that in treasury now.
Yeah, I've been here before many times over the past century. I don't recall these tunnels being here.
Could be one of Hallister's games, perhaps.
Possibly. It could be that these tunnels were from a different location in the world or a different plane entirely. Who knows with an Archmage?
What kind of silk is it?
Spider silk. Giant spider silk.
Hey, I can make that into something if you want.
Absolutely. In fact, it'd be perfect for armor or equipment for a monk. Wizards, priests, monks, silk equipment is silk is an excellent medium for making equipment for those classes.
Not a bad haul.
That's a good haul. Yeah.
It's interesting. I shouldn't put words in like thoughts into your head, and I definitely apologise for interrupting as well. But it's just interesting because it would imply that these drow had some interest in trade. You don't gather all of these items for nothing. Who uses 400 pounds of silk, right? Anyway, just a thought.
Yeah, but they were also kidnapping people, so no sympathy for them.
Sorry,
Hey,
to
that's
interrupt.
just another trade.
Oh, that's why we were killing them.
I thought we were just killing them because they were drow. No.
No,
We
we
needed much reason to
actually
kill drow.
did have a reason this time.
So, master strategist, what's the plan now?
I discussed it among yourselves. Just give me a minute, because I am putting all this in treasury, so I haven't
yeah.
stopped to think yet.
Well, a lot of the stuff we can't do because we're missing part numbers. We could go after that treasure for the pirate.
Oh, a pirate's treasure. That sounds
Hard.
pretty neat.
Because we don't want to go after the temple because we have to.
Well, what I was thinking is that we found this gate type thing on the second level a while ago, and it's a gate, and it has 3 symbols of like withered trees on it. And I've been thinking that if we want to get some of the good shit, we need to go deeper into Undermountain. These first 1 or 2 levels aren't going to really produce much in the way of treasure for people of our power level. So I was thinking we can try figure out this gate and go through that, and maybe it'll take us deeper, and also give us a way to go back and forwards from a fairly early point in Undermountain to a deeper one, and also explore something new that a lot of people might not have been through.
Yeah, that sounds fun. Do you
That's fine
have
with
an
me,
idea
and-
for getting through it?
I do. It had symbols of dead trees, withered trees on it. So I'm gonna, when we go back up to the surface now, I'm thinking I'll blight a random tree or something outside the city, and bring a couple of dead branches to the gate and see if that works.
It might work.
And we'll wind up in Ravenloft.
Yeah, Ravenloft ain't fun. We've learned that.
I don't know. I think Ravenloft's pretty fun.
I mean, it's fun for us. It's not fun for Anton and Elenway.
Yeah.
So are we going to the gate, or are we going to the pirate treasure? What do we?
I think for now, let's go back up to the city, spend a couple of days, because I've got some spells I want to scribe, and buy a couple of things, and then let's head to this gate and see if we can go through.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah, I want to add -1 black wine from the treasury.
Huh.
Yeah, I'll put 1 less in for you then.
That'll be 25 gold pieces from the party.
That's it.
So we're going back to the city. Do spider silk
Yeah,
robes have any properties?
They look
By
fancy
themselves,
as fuck.
yeah, by themselves, no. Silk is only, it's a non-magical material, but it serves as an excellent medium for creating magical materials. Rip wraps and braces. These sort of things are perfect. Yeah. So I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but something like braces of armor would be. Yeah.
I was thinking like monk robe of armor. They actually make them.
Yeah, and that's right. It'd be so. Depending on how powerful the armor is, you might need 500 gold pieces worth of silk, or 2,000 gold pieces worth, or 8,000 gold pieces worth. Yeah, depending on what it is you want to make. So, braces of armor, for example. Let's have a look at that. But you want like monk robe of armor. It's the same thing. So take these braces of defense, or something that works just like them. While you have no armor and have no shield, you'll gain +2 armor class. That's an example of braces of defense. You can manufacture these, but you're going to need 2,000 gold pieces worth of silk as your base.
How much do we have, guys?
We have just
More-
closed the treasure tab.
1,450 gold worth of silk.
So you could buy another 500 or another 550 gold pieces from the market to add to this.
That would be
And,
up to the guys because they have all the money.
Sure.
Hang on. So how much does it cost to craft these things?
A set of braces of armor that gives you +2 armor class is worth 8,000. So it's going to cost 2,000 in materials and 2,000 in gold, alchemically, gold, gems, whatever, right? So there. So yeah, 2,000 worth of cash and 2,000 mats.
Okay. I mean, it is something we can do. And I think Keviak said he needed some new armor as well. But we are really going to have to do something to earn some more money soon because
Well,
we've been
let's
running
go
through.
deeper then. I can wait. We'll go deeper.
No, I mean, we've still got 30 grand in the treasury. It's just we've been going through it very fast soon, and I'd rather not leave it until we're at like, oh, we've only got 1,000 gold left, when we're like, oh yeah, let's start looking at making money. And I mean, if it's things that are going to make you more efficient, it's better that we do it sooner than later because we have got the money there. But I just mean like we need to make some more money soon.
Right. Well, and I've got 2 things attuned, so this would be my last attuned thing anyway.
Cool.
Does the tavern not generate money?
1,000 gold pieces a month.
Well, I mean, yeah, you said it now, but I think we come to
100
an
gold pieces a month.
agreement. Yeah, I think we
100
come
maybe.
to an agreement before because we had a big discussion on how much does it make, and like we've hired bouncers and everything, and I think we did a heap of math and just come to the conclusion, it's not going to be making all that much once we subtract like paying the bouncers and the barkeep and everything. So I think we just figured that we'd leave it to run itself, and under the assumption it's doing all right as a tavern because the money's going into it and stuff. Because when it comes down to like, is that 100 gold a month? Is that after expenses or? I mean, either way, 100 gold a month is not a whole lot when shared out among 8
We could,
people.
That's profit.
We could rebrand our tavern and call it Hooters, and then serve cheap chicken and have gnomes wear skimpy outfits.
You know that's
No, you just have lots of
absolutely-
owls. Have owls everywhere.
I mean, it's a nice idea, Billy. But you got to remember that the deed to the tavern is in mine and Amara's name. Lucius would be like, that sounds like a wonderful way to make money. But then you got to keep in mind, Amara owns 50% of the tavern, so we got to keep it respectable, Billy.
From what I remember from Amara, from the year that I played with her, she always liked my ideas and she always supported my ideas. So I think she would agree with me.
How much did we pay for? Oh, I guess you don't know because you didn't pay anything, do you? Did we ever get Troll Skull valued?
No, we did not get it valued.
And Amara owns half of it, does she?
Yeah, because remember when we got the deed, he was like, you've got to go to the courts and whatever and get it all signed.
Yeah.
Before you can own the place. And I
Yeah.
was like, oh yeah, you guys just continue what you're doing. I'll take care of it. And Amara's like, fuck off. I know what you're up to.
Right. So you two are the only ones on the deed?
Yeah, because I wanted to go and put the place in my name, and Amara's like, yeah, no, I know what you're going to do. I'm going with you, and you got to cut me in 50-50. I'm like, oh, fuck.
All right. Well, I guess that means that you only get half of that gold, because the other half goes to Amara. So it's only 50 gold profit a month.
Yeah. But yeah, point being, we're not making a whole lot of money from Troll Skull, so it's like we'll let it run itself, and it'll pay the expenses and everything for the place we. Yeah, so yeah, we'll go back up. Keviak, did you need some new armor as
Yeah. I'm not gonna talk about that in character. I can't with this cold. Yeah, I was gonna get myself some half plate.
enchanted, or are you just looking for normal stuff? I'm guessing enchanted.
Well, I was gonna go for normal, but if enchanted's like if the group's willing to spring to get enchanted, I can't afford it out of my personal funds.
One question though, as barbarian, isn't it better for you to be not wearing armor?
Not unless my dex is really high, which it isn't.
Okay, so you've worked out you'll get more AC from half plate than from.
Yeah, it's 10 plus dex plus con. So unless I think it's like plus 5 dex, it's not worth it.
Isn't there some negative for wearing armor as a barbarian?
Not in 5th edition.
There are some things you can't do,
Your
like
movement. You won't have the movement if you're armored, I think.
Yeah.
It might also be light or medium armor too. Things like trap sense and stuff like that. I'm pretty sure
I can't wear heavy armor.
Yeah, can't wear heavy
with some of my abilities. That's it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Barbarians function just fine in medium, just not heavy.
Okay, so if we want to make monk wraps for Ariok, we'll have to spend 2,000 plus another 500, so it'll be about 2,500. I think. How much does a half plate cost?
750.
Right.
750, and a plus one is.
It's normally
2,000.
2 grand. It's normally 2, but you have access to the fort. You've got a smith, so you can do it for 1,000 gold piece.
Yeah, so that's just a little bit over 5,000 if we set that up for you two. We can do that. We've still got a fair bit.
All right.
Does anyone else
Plus
have,
one half
have
plate.
any purchases they need to make?
Not right now.
Kiviak's gonna restock and buy more throwing weapons, but he can do that out of his personal funds.
Yeah, I don't have any personal funds. All my money goes to the group. I only have 20 gold. Always.
All my money goes to charity and the will of the people.
Gotta buy that broken glass somewhere.
All right, Ariok, you can decide what your robes look like, because they being mastercraft, they will look amazing. You'll have embroideries and dyes and all that sort of stuff. That's all part of the process. So these silk robes are magnificent, custom made for you, custom designed. What do they look like?
Well, they're of course red with gold trim and the symbol of my monastery on the front, and a small symbol of Amon on it, or whatever his god name.
Cool. That's awesome. I literally have silk robes that look similar to that. I picked them up in Vietnam almost 10 years ago. They're fucking nice. Hey, it's magnificent. I paid hundreds of dollars for them. Anyway, yeah, it looks great. It looks simply spectacular.
All right, so yeah, I have marked off Keviak getting a +1 brass half plate, and Arioka getting +2. All right, and I got to remove the silk from there.
Of course, the second we make money, it just all disappears and we end up with less money.
You're not doing too bad. You're kind of drawing from the bank a little bit. So like, this party's not too bad at its money management. Not too bad.
What do you mean money? What do you mean not too? We've been losing money since Dragon Heist.
yeah, no, but you shouldn't really, be increasing your money. You should either be spending it or investing it or doing something with it. Like yeah, and so while you might be going down in money, you haven't spent it all. Dragon Heist was like 6 levels ago, and you haven't spent it all. That's not too bad.
Yeah,
That's
now
my
we go
opinion.
on Undermountain a little more powerful, so we can take all the money from.
Yeah.
Precisely.
I mean, hell, half of the money we have spent has been invested on players that have joined, being like, "Oh, everyone's got cool shit. You should buy me some cool shit," and then left one or two sessions later.
That is true. Yeah, that is a tendency.
Like
Keviak coughs awkwardly.
Because I got this job up in the spine of the world, guys. I was
But no, I mean we've outfitted like 2 different fighters. That fucking dickhead goblin was like, "Oh, you gotta that goblin guy though." He was like, "Oh no," he joined the session that we ended the dragon heist, and he's like, "Oh, I'm getting an even share of the treasure, right?" And it's like, dude, this is the fucking loot we've been chasing for the last fucking 4 months in the adventure. You join this session and you want an equal share of everything? Like, ugh.
We do have a couple more levels of Undermountain to do, right?
20.
A couple? Yeah, Undermountain has more than 20 levels, and we're currently on the 3rd one.
Yeah, so it's a lot.
Yeah, not to mention we've got all this other shit that we've got planned.
Well, you want to go to that portal now? Let's go do it.
Yeah, so just quickly, I want to buy 2 3rd-level spells Arctic, non-detection and major image. Would they both be available in the city, and would they be the price for that third edition thing you've linked a couple times?
You have to get non-detection through the Red Wizards.
I will get it through the Red Wizards.
All right, you get a 10% discount because you went through the Red Wizards.
Is it possible for me to teach him non-detection? Does the spells not work that way?
My pride would not allow me to learn a spell from someone who's not a wizard, even if you were able to teach me.
Long answer is you would be able to. It would be a lot more difficult though than it'd be like trying to learn quantum physics from YouTube videos instead of textbooks. Like it can be done. Maybe it's even better. I don't know. But
I would say it's probably better than just a straight textbook. But
yeah, I was gonna say
maybe a bad analogy. So yeah,
there's some pretty good YouTube videos about quantum physics out there.
I was going to say from word of mouth, but yeah. So but that's the thing. You would be able to teach them in a roundabout way, like a fairy could teach a wizard how to cast invisibility, but it's not easy. That's how the first wizards learned it, and it was a challenge. It's like inventing,
Yeah, I mean, Lucius has a level of respect for you, but not that much. You want to teach me magic? Are you insane?
Well, I am drunk. I've downed an entire bottle of black wine already by now.
It's actually quite generous. Yeah, it's quite a nice offer.
think I need to check something I screenshotted to Sons a couple of days ago. I think I'm an idiot. I think I just tried to buy a spell that I've already got. This is what happens when your spell book's got like 60 to 70 spells in it.
Oh, jeez.
Oh yeah, I've never had this many spells on a wizard before.
Yeah, it's pretty
Just
crazy.
imagine if there was more wizards, though.
We need
All
more
of the
wizards.
spells.
That's right. I love wizard parties.
They're almost
Fuck
the
yeah,
same
I
as
did.
rogue parties.
I did already have non-detection. God, I'm fucking stupid.
The Thayans won't let you take your spell back.
Well, it's already in my spell book. I wouldn't. This is an idiot. This is a problem of me not having 18 intelligence, but Lucius having 18 intelligence.
Wait, Lucius only has 18 intelligence?
Yeah, because I've been taking feats and not ASIs. I'll get 20 next level.
I think Sanj has 20 intelligence.
Yeah.
He's a
Yeah, but I'm
smart cookie.
a prodigy and he's not. No, I mean I literally took the prodigy feat. Sandra's like, I'm gonna take an ASI, and I'm like, yeah, well, I'm gonna take the prodigy feat.
Yeah, speaking of money, if you give me the opium and some of the poison, I can flog that in the black market for some.
I'll give you. Is that drow poison that we took?
Yeah, it's yeah.
I'll give you the drow poison, but I'm gonna hang on to the opium for a while.
I'm not very pleased to hear this, but
Were you planning on selling it or paying for it out of your own pocket?
Oh, I was gonna sell it, most of it.
I think Lucius needs to be enlightened a little bit. Come up with some new spells.
Yeah, I was gonna sell all of it, say for £1 of it, and then tell you I sold all of it, and then just
Yeah,
stash
well,
that remaining pound in my room somewhere.
Lucius is gonna one up you by stashing all of it in his bag of holding.
God damn it.
So the rest of the party are your parents, and so you're breathing the smoke outside. You're doing it really quietly, so that everyone in the party doesn't find out that you're a junkie.
No, Mom, it's incense, Mom. It's only
It's
incense.
Eldritch told me this stuff is really good for parties.
I'll take the poison and see what price I can get for it then.
Yeah. The
Aren't you
price.
gonna use drow poison though?
I can, but at this point I've got a lot of it. So with the eight vials of poison that I'm getting, plus the ones I already have, that's 17 vials in total.
Poison is one of those things that doesn't lose a lot of value. As long as you've got a market for it, you can usually offload it at the maximum price. So most secondhand equipment, swords and armor, and you wouldn't get much of a return from, but you get the full value of the poison. I think it's is it 200 gold an application? I'm not sure, but it's in the compendium anyway. It tells you how much a vial of drow poison's worth. Might be 125.
I believe it's 200 per vial.
I thought it was 200. Yeah, and
that's a glyph of warding.
I don't know.
Warding's 250, I think, isn't it? Or is it 200?
I thought it was 200.
It's like 2 something. It's either 200 or 250.
That's a whole elephant.
Yes.
Yeah, so.
And what's your point?
Yeah, I'll attempt to sell. I'll attempt to sell 10 vials of the poison.
And people are clamoring for it.
Yeah, I'll see if I can sell it for higher than market value, 210 instead of 200.
All right, make a persuasion roll.
Because it's genuine drow poison.
And you're a genuine
drow.
Exactly right. It's like a Jamaican guy coming up to you with the best buds. They're like, oh, this guy knows his shit. He's got dreadlocks.
But I'm not very persuasive.
And yeah, and the people are already undercutting the market anyway. The Rundine are already selling poison at a 10% discount. So the fact that you're able to get market value is pretty good because it means you're getting more than the apothecaries anyway. It's not too bad.
It's worth a shot.
It was worth a shit.
So I'll sell it for its market value then.
All right, the Zentarum added to their stores.
It doesn't concern me.
Until that poison's used to kidnap one of the party members.
Was that party member worth 200 gold? Maybe.
It's funny. So yeah, I'll begrudgingly hand over 2,000 gold to the party treasury. I could try to skim a little off the top, but I know Lucius too well. You'll notice.
Yeah, been around Zevram too much. I figure Zevram's a half drow and he's always trying to skim money off the top, so I should definitely count it if it was a Drastia.
Are you trying to say something about Drow?
I'm saying that I don't know whether it's his human half or his drow half that's always trying to skim money, and I'm just being cautious.
Well,
Neither race can be trusted.
So yeah, I'll directly split that up for everyone, that 2,000 from selling stuff rather than putting it in the treasury, so everyone can get. Can't maths on a Sunday. Everyone gets 31 gold and 25 silver.
Put mine in the treasury.
Wait, no, it's. Is it
Yeah,
10 silver for a gold and 10 copper for? So yeah, two silver and 5 copper.
I don't need any.
Right?
Huh?
It's 2,000, right?
Yeah, isn't that just 250 to everyone?
Oh yeah, no, 250. My fucking what? It divided by 8 twice.
Okay.
Oh.
I was like, divide by 8, and it's like.
No, divide that by 7
Did
because
it?
I don't want it.
What a generous cat.
Oh, jeez, that makes the math bad then.
No, I'm just gonna give everyone 250 and put the rest in the treasury.
Okay.
Well,
That makes it simple.
it does actually.
I mean, you just bought me robes and shit.
True, and they're splendid too. I mean, they're right up my alley. I love that. I love gold and red. It's magnificent.
All right. All right then. So anyone else have any preparing to do, or are we gonna dive back in?
I'll use
why
some
are
of the
you handing me this?
vials of poison I have. Just slather them over some bolts in preparation.
You can use it to buy food for Bjorn. Garcia.
Oh, okay. It's like I don't. I'm so confused.
We should start a business, Bjorn Chow.
People in your tribe would take gold and silver and make amulets and tokens out of it to venerate Demogorgon with.
Oh, okay.
You know, people did have use for jewelry. The demon lords do enjoy art, even the savage ones. I mean,
Like
they
a nice bone necklace.
yeah,
Nice teeth.
that's it. You know, like it's good to associate with oneself, to have a kind of identifier, and demons are all vain to some degree, even the ones that pretend that they're not.
All right. So the art, the Illustrated and the mysterious dwarven art, I'm gonna hang it all up around the tavern and just wait and see how long it takes for Zevram to realize that, hang on, it's Illustrated art.
Mm.
Wasn't he there when we picked it up?
Huh?
Say that again, sorry.
Wasn't he there when we picked it up?
Yeah, he was.
Okay.
But Sash isn't here, so I'm just gonna use it to have a bit of fun
Okay.
and hang it up all around the tavern.
Oh, unless he's listening to the recording.
Yeah, in which case he'll probably notice very shortly.
Okay.
All right.
One thing Kiviak's gonna look for is
Yeah.
how much would a +1 shield cost?
We can, if as long as we've got the time, then we can manufacture them for 1,000 gold pieces plus the price of the shield, which is pretty negligible, 50 gold or something. And but if we don't take the time, we can do it for 2,000. Like you can just buy it straight from the market for $2,000.
Can he put like 750 towards it, and the group do 250?
Why don't you
Yep.
just take the 250 that was supposed to go to me, and you can take it.
All right. Thank you very much.
I'm
Cool.
gonna put it in the group treasury and then hand it out to you, so it looks like the group's being generous instead of just Ariok.
Of course.
So if we're forging this set of magical half plate and this magical shield, that takes time. Each of those is going to take several days, particularly the half plate. So saving this money, which we're doing, is going to cost us almost a month.
That's
Forging magical
the
items is
thing.
not instant.
That's the thing. I am a smith myself, and I also have both creation and fabricate spells that are specifically made for making stuff. Will
Sure.
that speed the process up?
It will. It'll halve the process, so it'll take about half a month, 10 days or a little more.
If anyone else has no objections, I think a 10-day would be fine. I mean, in the meantime, we'll have Zevram doing his propaganda thing against the Castellantes with the Wazoo and all that. But that's probably something better to do retroactively next week.
Yep.
Because it's propaganda stuff. It's not like we're going to be directly attacking them anytime soon. We just want to change public opinion of them a little bit.
All right. So we took a year of downtime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And we took that. Dragon High started in Shield Meet, which is summer. It must be coming up to just about winter, which means that 1494 is just around the corner now. That's why I think that sounds about right. I think it's almost winter.
If you don't include the year, I think we've played maybe like 3 months of in-game time.
The first section would have taken took a fair amount of time just to begin with. The pre Undermountain stuff.
Dragon Heist, we only took like 4 or 5 in-game weeks with that. Let's see.
4 or 5 in-game weeks, which is more than a month. That's like a month and a half.
Yeah. I think.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah, maybe a bit closer to 4 to 6 months. That's a good point.
Yeah. So it's currently in autumn or in fall. We'll call it. I'll make a call for it now. It is Marpanoth, which is October. Can be the first of Marpanoth.
Question: Do dates does the year matter, or is it?
A little.
Yes and no.
Yeah. For example, Waterdeep's port freezes over in winter sometimes, so there can be no marine adventures in winter. It's just good to know. And on top of that, also there are also always schemes that are advancing or being set back that can only go ahead sometimes and not at other times. So yeah, it's important, but not too important. It's good to know. All right. You've taken 10 days off, or maybe a little longer, and the armor is now ready to be presented. Keviak, what were the specifications? What does your custom-made armor and shield look like?
Probably like much lighter, not lighter, but it doesn't cover as much as normal half plate would. Like
Yeah.
he doesn't like being constrained, but it's still just as much protection.
Yeah. Like the old gladiators, sort of. maybe not quite as
Yeah.
sparse as that, but a bit piecemeal. I think I understand.
Yeah. And the shield is just like a big, round, like reinforced, like Viking shield. Not a complex thing, just something big and round he can hide himself behind.
Excellent. Excellent. Stout like the wielder.
Yep.
Any
Doesn't go for
insignias?
adornments or much.
Do you have any heraldry or insignias?
Never needed it.
All right.
People know who he is.
Excellent.
I'm gonna see if I can make some what's it called? Essence of ether. Not sure how you'd make that or what it's made of.
Poison, is it?
Yeah, so it's a gas poison, so it'd probably be contained within a glass flask or something like that. Because the kind of poison has to be inhaled for its effects to become apparent.
Yeah. Okay. So it's like magical chloroform then. Kind of.
Essentially, yeah, because it knocks people unconscious.
Yeah.
Jeez. Get your eggs ready.
And you've got pretty much. And you've got the skills, but you don't know what the ingredients are, right?
Well, I don't know out of character what the ingredients are.
Yeah, yeah. But you haven't found a recipe in game either, though. I don't think.
No. So
No, not
I have the
necessarily. Yeah,
poisoner's
cool.
proficiency, but I've never actually crafted this before, so...
Okay, cool. Okay, cool. So how much does it normally cost?
300 is its usual market value.
Okay, cool. You can buy the ingredients for 200 gold for each application, and then make a check. But if you fail the check, then the materials are wasted.
Okay. Well, I'll make one attempt for now.
All right. So yeah, you've got your ingredients, 200 gold's worth. Go ahead and make the attempt.
Which attribute should I roll? Dexterity or intelligence? Or...
Yeah, either of those is fine. Dexterity and intelligence. Yeah. Yeah, man, beautiful. It's not a challenge for you at all.
Alright, and I have a little glass flask of chloroform gas, basically.
Pretty much. Where do you store this?
Where would I store it? I'd probably store it,
In his back
in
pocket.
my back pocket, yeah.
All right, don't fall on your ass.
Yeah.
All right, and Arctic, something that I'll go into more detail with this next week when Sanja's back, but
Sure.
me and Sanja have started moving all of our valuables and the stuff that won't be immediately missed to the laboratory using non-detection before we go there, so it's impossible to track us with magic.
Where's the laboratory?
In the western, it's a couple of blocks southeast of Troll Skull on the cliffs there in Cliffwatch.
Oh yeah.
It's down the cliff. We're drawing an actual map out that we'll have ready by the time next game comes around.
All right. No, that's good. Okay, cool.
But yeah, we're doing a full battle map for the lab and everything, and we've started putting in extra rooms and stuff in case Troll Skull gets nuked by Manchu.
Yeah, it's a good idea to have a bolt hole.
But yeah, so I that's why I was looking. I fucking forgot I even had non-detection, but that's the reason I was looking for it, is because every time we visit, we want to be using non-detection, so that someone can't scry us on the way there and find out where it is. Because the entire thing is watered with private sanctum, so no one can use any divination magic to find the location of the place or anyone that's inside it.
Okay.
So yeah, it's like a secret bolt hole if things go really south.
The only people who know where it is are the seagulls.
Seagulls? Wouldn't they be
Yeah.
on the side of the city?
Yeah, mostly, but oh man, like who was it?
Seagulls travel way inland.
Fuck yeah! Sealib was telling me that they have like seagulls in Emerald. That's like 200 kilometers inland.
Yeah. Well,
but yeah. Anyway,
At the
Bit of a
moment,
joke.
it's just a hole in the side of the cliff, and we go into it with gaseous form.
Every time you go there, you're like fucking seagulls. You pick up their nest, toss them over the cliff. They build them up again every time.
Yeah.
And then someone learns to speak with animals, and they can find out where it is.
Well, I mean, all they'll know is that there's a tiny little crack in the side of the cliff that occasionally a bit of fog will go into. We are planning on expanding it now that we're a higher level, though. You know how with the major image spell, it's an illusion, and when you get 6th level magic, you can cast it and make the illusion permanent. Our current plan is to, when we've got some more downtime later on, is to carve a like a balcony into the cliff, and use the major image to create some permanent illusion, so it looks like it's still a cliff face from the outside, but we've got this little balcony in the cliff to have coffee and scones on in the morning.
Coffee and scones.
So, do you remember where that gate was in level 2?
I believe the quickest way for us to get there would be go back to the Sargauth, go up the river, and then go up the stairs. And then I think from the entrance to the 3rd level, if we go north along that passageway there, and then it's like just down from the Goblin Market. So maybe it's easier to go from the 1st level. But I mean, it's location. I remember it's you go to the Goblin Market, you go out the south door, you go east, and then I think there's that 4-way intersection you go south at, and then it's along that path there.
Okay.
What if we
I'm
actually leave-
assuming you're just asking if we're gonna get lost because you know the actual one.
Kind of.
What
like,
happens if we do go to
sort of.
Ravenloft and Sanj isn't with us?
He probably breathes a sigh of relief.
Yeah, he's probably pretty happy.
Dodged a bullet there.
Yeah.
It might be safer if we go down from the 1st level.
I'm going to put you at the Goblin Market, and you can go from there.
Yeah, that. I mean, that's the easiest way to. I mean, yeah, we've got so many ways to get safely to the Goblin Market at this point. It would just be spending a lot of time if we go there. All right. All right, yeah, and over the period of time, I would have done the spells necessary to create my homunculus. And also, is it possible for me to purchase a Tressum as a familiar at this level?
Purchase one. Yeah, again, the Red Wizards will probably sell you one because it would be illegal to, kind of. It's not exactly illegal, but selling things like Tressums and pseudo dragons and those. Some people call it slavery, you know. Where does a person begin, and where does a sentient creature end? Anyway, the point being, they're not available on the free market, but the Red Wizards will help you out. 2,000 gold.
Oh, that's most of what I got left. Let me see.
Red Wizard discount, 10% off for regular customers.
Okay, yeah, I'll do it.
1,800. You have yourself a Tressum. It is deeply suspicious of you.
That's the flying cat, right?
Sure is. It's not suspicious of you. It kind of likes you. It liked you a lot. But Lucius, no.
Hey, Lucius, thank you for buying me a familiar.
So just confirming here, this is the Tressum, which is a familiar from the Storm King's Thunder book. It's not just a cat with the wings added onto the stat block.
Yeah, correct. It's a proper Tressum. Yeah.
Yeah, all right, awesome.
Sees invisible and all the rest.
Awesome. Let me see if there's a spare stat blocking creatures. Pets and effects. No, I'll need a new one in pets and effects there.
Rightio, here we go. I'll just pull over a Tressum and I should be able
Oh
to...
yeah, actually, yeah,
Oh,
that's even
might-
better if you
no,
have
there's
Storm
not
King's
one.
Thunder.
No, I do, and it's still not. Even though I do, it's still not here. Maybe I haven't made the modules, but Yeah. No,
Well, I
there
mean,
is none.
I've got it on I've got it on D&D Beyond, so I've got the stats and everything. I'll just make up the sheet if you just put a
Yeah.
blank one there.
Yeah, cool.
So yeah, coming back down this time, I got the Tressum kind of curled up on one shoulder and the homunculus sitting on the other.
And I
How
spent the
big is
entire
a
trip.
homunculus?
I think homunculus is tiny. Yeah, it's tiny.
I spent the entire trip talking to the Tressum.
Huh. Excellent. I've got its picture, so I'll make up its token. It won't take long.
Stupid cats.
I lay my ears back at you.
Yeah, you're doing the meme right now where the girl points and the cat's like, yeah.
Except in
I-
this meme, there's 2 cats and 1 girl.
Yeah, yeah.
And I don't know what a meme is, so.
Your
I
character's
will remember.
your character's from such a faraway culture that it doesn't know what memes are.
Wow. That must be like a really shitty culture. Or really good. It's one or the other.
Could be.
See, what's your intelligence score, Ariok?
Why, you want to make me a familiar? Fuck you.
No. I was just curious.
10.
So the Tressum's more intelligent than you are.
It doesn't like hold you in contempt like it holds everyone else.
My wisdom's 15.
Exactly. It respects you for
Don't make me kick the shit out of you.
Wait, next level, if I take Pact of the Chain, can I make Bjorn a familiar?
Ooh, yeah, I think so. I'll think about it, but I think so.
It turns
Maybe
out
you'll.
that Bjorn was just a shape-shifting demon all along.
You might have to like shrink him between like big and little. What do you want to use him as a familiar or a pet?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think I'd do that.
Yeah, I don't think it would work, but it's an interesting concept.
I mean, it could. You could literally have it as just an imp that transforms into a large-sized bear.
Yeah, and something like that is a good way of doing it. Yeah, having it as an imp turns into a bear. That's yeah, it's a good application of it. I think. Yeah.
So yeah, I'll spend. How much have I got left? I will spend my remaining 10 gold to make sure I've got like some extra snacks for the cat. For the
Great.
Tressum. And now we
Yeah,
really need to make money because next time I need to buy something, I'm going to start taking from the treasury.
Well, let's go so I can try out these new robes.
Oh, we could try them out right now. I'll take out my sword.
Okay, you're on. Let's do it. Roll for initiative.
Done. It's on.
I thought it would be interesting.
I think.
I mean, if you guys don't mind spending a bit of time on it, I'd be curious to see how that goes. If you just have it as like a casual thing that happened on one of the downtime days.
Sure, why
That's
not?
Sparring match.
That's sparring day. No, let's go down to the Undermountain and make some money first. Next time.
Next time.
All right.
Yeah, you guys priorities. You guys just bought me a lot of crap. I owe you.
Yes, and Lucius will remind you of that frequently.
We'll put on
And
a
being-
show in the marketplace.
And being a cat, I'll ignore Lucius entirely.
Huh,
Just like his familiar.
pretty much.
That's it.
I'll-
Whenever I want to, Whenever I want to talk to Lucius, I will talk to his familiar.
I got the Tressum on my shoulder, which is acting entirely as a translator between me and Ariok.
All right, yeah, I'm gonna take a quick break too. I'll be back in about.
I'm really curious to actually see what's here. I have a suspicion, but I'm not sure. Because we found this portal so long ago, but we just never went through it.
Yeah, we couldn't figure out how to get through it.
No, I think we had a suspicion. We just never went back to it.
No, I don't. That was a while ago. I don't remember.
Because I remember thinking, it's dead trees or something. Maybe if we just went out and got a couple of twigs or something and tried that. But we never actually went out of Undermountain to get the twigs and went back there. We haven't been back there since the.
Yeah.
It'd be interesting to see how the characters stack up against each other. Not that it really matters.
Yeah.
Although Lucius would just dominate everyone.
Yeah, divination wizards are like the exception to the rule of everything being balanced, though, because it's like, okay, I cast hold person. Oh, you actually fail because of my portent, and then it's like, okay, I disintegrate you, and it automatically fails because you're held.
Like, oh, that's fair.
And the most disgusting thing is, portent can be used on initiative rolls, so it's
Yeah.
not like you can even argue that, oh yeah, it won't always win because I might beat it in initiative. I'll be like, yeah, no, actually, take this nat 1 on your initiative.
But what if he rolled 2 nat 20s?
I would initially nat 20 myself on initiative and then fly straight up in the sky.
But
Will
what
save
if
you
you're...
from me.
Yeah.
I mean, if it's against someone like Adrastia, I box you in with a wall of force. And then I just start pumping fireballs into the ball of force until you can't move anymore.
But to be fair, Drasty has a really good chance of you passing your nat 20 initiative. Because with advantage and what are you, +5?
+6.
Plus 6. So, and the advantage normally counts for about statistically a +5. So, yeah, you'd still have like a 50-50 chance of beating that.
And I'd probably just I'm not sure what I'd do. Depends what I have on me. Like if I have the glass vial of chloroform gas, I'd probably throw that at you. You fail your con save, you fall asleep.
Yeah, but then if I got 2 nat 20s, even if you get before me, you wouldn't be able to poison or anything. Your only real hope would be bursting me from full HP to 0 in a single round.
Mm-hmm.
Which might be possible against a wizard, but Yeah, if you don't do that, then you lose because once the wizard acts, in a 1v1, wizards don't lose unless they get taken out before they can act.
Well, I might be able to. My round 1 burst damage is pretty good.
Oh yeah. I don't have all that much HP.
Well, you can theoretically will have 4 attacks if one miss.
Yeah, so 3 attacks, 4 if one of them misses.
Mm-hmm.
And each attack does 1d10 plus 6. And also plus
with
6 on top of that.
Right,
Yeah,
it's
with advantage.
if you go first.
Yeah, so each shot is 1d10 plus 6, plus 1d6, plus, and the first shot is plus 1d8 as well.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm using Hunter's Mark. I'll be using Hunter's Mark.
You
Throw in a
also
couple of
fire
crits.
fire arrows.
Yeah, I don't think he's vulnerable to fire there.
Well, it's still a fireball that hits him.
True, but it doesn't mechanically do any more damage than Hunter's Mark does.
No, those arrows, they have fireball on them, so it's an extra 3d6 damage.
Oh, the fireballs.
Yeah.
The fireballs.
That would
are Arctic
actually,
rules.
that would not be very efficient because you can only fire one of them in a round.
Oh, is that what the rule is? Okay.
Yeah. Arctic ruled it as being similar to using a spell scroll.
Okay.
So I mean, it's still really strong either way, being able to cast Fireball as a ranger, but he can't fire 3 or 4 of them in a single round. So if it was a single one, I'd just absorb elements and then that's it.
Yeah.
So yes,
Yeah, if
take,
I could, that'd be busted.
So he has to take an action to activate it.
Yeah.
That sounds fair.
I'd never try to fight Lucius in a straight up fight, like in character anyway. I'd like ambush him from the darkness. I would never face him head
if
on.
you're in the darkness, he actually can't do anything against you.
He can, he can
Cast
still
light.
target.
Well,
He can
cast
still
light on
target me.
yourself.
He just has
Cast
disadvantage.
cast light, see invisibility. I got so many things to find someone that's invisible.
How would that work? Would see invisibility actually work for that?
Mechanically, yeah. It might be an odd interaction thematically, but mechanically, yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
I think how it works is that mechanically, people can still see me if I'm not actively trying to hide, but otherwise they suffer the usual penalties of me being invisible. And I can probably try to hide in darkness, like even right in front of somebody. Like take the hide action, even though I'm 5 feet away from them.
Yeah.
Because technically I'm obscured by darkness. That would be pretty funny. Just fighting somebody at melee range and then stop moving and they just disappear. Like where the fuck did you go? Yeah, I've thought about doing that actually. Like use an action to hide and then bonus action to move away. But the problem is that they'd usually have disadvantage anyway. It depends whether they'd know I'm moving out of their attack range or not.
Yeah.
Whether or not they're trying to hit me with an attack of opportunity.
Actually, now I think about it, the one that Lucius absolutely would not be willing to face one-on-one, even if he had the jump on him in this part.
Oh, who would that
Yeah,
be?
Aldrich. I cannot, even if I had good portents, I cannot think of a situation where Lucius would have a guaranteed win against Aldrich.
Well, what does a portent actually do? I don't even know what a portent is, apart from it makes you
Well,
fail some saves.
I roll 2 d20s at the end of a long rest, and then any ability check or saving throw or attack roll that I see, I can then say no. I give it my portent. So if I roll a natural 20 and a natural 1, any time during the next until the long rest, I can choose a roll that I can see. It's the only condition is I have to be able to see it and say I give you a natural 1 or I give you a natural 20.
I see.
But yeah, Aldrich clerics are terrifying because you've seen his combo he does with his touch of death, how he can bring about like 80 or so points of damage in a single round. And if you include that with clerics have quite a lot of HP and armor, they're very
Yeah, that's what
terrifying.
frightens me. Yeah, he's got a huge amount of armor and hit points. Huge amount.
Yeah, even when me and Sanj bring out our disintegration spells, if Aldrich does his full combo, he can still probably rival us with his damage. And he's a lot beefier than either of us wizards.
I think I'd counter him fairly well though. I think I'm more mobile, so I can stay out of his attack range, and I'm
I
so
don't know,
accurate.
way. With some of the spells he's got now, if he puts a blade barrier or something around himself or around you, you're not going to be able to beat him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blade
It'd be
barrier,
interesting.
he can literally conjure a wall of swords, which does a massive amount of damage if you pass through it, but it also counts as half cover. So it's going to be adding like +5 to his AC if you try shooting. Like
Oh,
high level
yeah.
clerics are just terrifying.
I mean, I regularly get above 25 on my attack rolls, so I might be able to still hit him fairly consistently though.
Yeah, I mean, it comes back to what I said. Aldrich is the one that I think is probably the one, if I was speaking just from a mechanical point of view, that I would not be willing to face with, even with Lucius, because clerics are, even if you're like, yeah, I can fight him, it's not, yeah, I'm guaranteed to win. You're never
Oh,
guaranteed to win against a cleric.
Oh yeah,
You're like,
no
oh
way.
yeah, I've just done 60 points of damage to them. He's almost dead. I got this. He turns around and spits in your face and just casts heal, which is automatic 70 points of healing.
Oh yeah, I'm just saying that I'd actually be able to hit him. That's all.
Yeah, he can get through his armor most likely.
Yeah, I actually hit him with a few bolts. You know, he just looks down at them, and just not even phased.
Yeah. Until they get cocky. When a cleric gets cocky, that's their biggest weakness. You never use the words of a cleric. Ah, it's fine. They're just a bunch of peasants with knives. What can they do to us? We're basically gods. and, and then your cleric, which has been near invincible for the whole campaign, just gets straight up massacred, and you're like, no.
It's all over.
Famous last words.
So this Tressamark deck, does it have its own name? It's the first thing I would have asked it.
It's only willing to tell Ariok.
Wow, I'll just give it a name of my own then.
Fine.
Oh god, when you get a familiar that likes one of your party members more than you, and you haven't even done anything wrong.
You supported enslavement. That's right.
Yeah.
Just call
We
it.
all three of us just at the same time. It's like, come on, man. How can you not see this?
Well, if he won't tell you his name, just call him something like Sergeant Fuzzy Boots.
Call him shithead.
I'm trying to think of something that's like, it wouldn't embarrass me to speak this name towards my familiar, but it'll also make the familiar be like, oh, good damn it, I should have told him his name.
Mittens.
I'm Darius. It tells Ariok. I'm not Mittens.
Well, I know his name.
I like the way you think, Ariok. It's now called Mittens.
Puts his ears back.
I put my ear back to a friend.
Feline support squad.
Funny thing is, here I didn't even buy it because I'm planning on using it like a familiar. It's just like, look at me. I'm a wizard that's got a Tressum for a familiar. That's a status right there.
Oh, so he's just a vanity. He's a vanity purchase. He's a trophy purchase.
That's right. He's just your chihuahua in your Gucci handbag.
He can sit on my shoulder whenever he wants.
He'd like to right now. Thank you very much.
No. I'll let it talk to Ariok, but it's staying on my shoulder.
No, he's got wings.
I don't know. Someday he may not have shoulders. Don't worry about it.
Oh, jeez. So you gotta punch him off?
A little bit concerned about that. Like, that's. Holy fuck, who are these people?
Wait until Aldrich starts whipping people. He's just a weird.
General rule of thumb: I will never let Aldrich anywhere near my familiars.
That probably not a bad idea.
I just realized I carry 4 water skins. I don't really know why, but I have 4 water skins.
It's good to
You
be
thirsty?
hydrated. Hydration.
Wow. Hydration's important.
It is. How much do they say that those things weigh?
They're 5 pounds each. There's 20 pounds of water I'm carrying.
As he walks through the hallways, you hear
Okay.
sloshing. Slosh, slosh, slosh.
I think the reason why is because when I first made the character, I looked up how much water a water skin holds and how much it would hydrate you over a average adventuring day. And it said that
Yeah.
1 water skin was like only enough for half the day or something like that.
Well, basically, it kind of is. If you've got 5 pounds of water, that's about a gallon, about 2 liters. Science will say that you need double that every single day. You kind of don't, but that's what science says. So, 8 liters
so
of water a day is normal. Yeah.
You don't have to drink any water if you drink the blood of your enemies.
That's true. So you have to drink a lot of blood to make up for the excess salt that you're drinking to kind of, dilute it a little bit.
Well, hang on. Here's a question though. Since blood has such a high amount of water in it, if Eldritch casts purify food and drink, will that get water from blood?
Yes. Well, no. You'd have pure blood. It'd like get rid of septicemia and stuff like that.
So you think of all the minerals you get from blood, and
Yeah. Yeah, because blood is
I
a
think-
food, basically.
why don't we all turn into vampires?
One step ahead of you, bud.
Could be a monk vampire. That'd be awesome.
Yeah. Take a couple of levels in sorcerer, and you'd be the ultimate ninja.
All right. So are we all here now?
I don't
This
think
is-
Aldrich is back yet.
Oh, right, no worries. It's okay. We can get started anyone.
Keviak?
If we're missing 2 people, we
I'm all
won't get
good.
started. Oh, okay, cool. The Goblin Market is under you. They are pleased that you turn up because they have shinies for you. 3D 100 silver pieces is yours.
I
What is it
will
with you and goblin markets?
take them
Shiny.
and then
Shiny.
give them back to what's his name that we've got in charge here, Groin, and give them back to Groin as his reward.
Are you sure? I collected them for you as your taxation.
Yeah, we've
Sure.
we've received our taxation, Groin, and here is a reward for
Ah.
paying your tax correctly.
Oh, gee, thanks.
We
But
call
they're
this
shiny.
a tax return on the surface.
But they're shiny. I like shiny.
You've got. Hang on. What, Ariok? We gave you plenty of shinies the other day, and you were like, "I don't want these."
Oh, Ariok pouts.
Remember, Ariok's a cat. You never please a cat.
I would like a shiny for exactly 10 minutes, and then I will drop it.
The
Oh, I got
bugbear's
plenty
down.
of shinies. Here, take some.
Here we go. Share the shiny.
Let's
The
give you some.
bugbear's down. Oh, sorry, yeah. No worries. The bugbears down here are particularly well dressed with bowler hats and fancy clothes and nice shoes. And they take off their bowler hat and they come and scrape the silver pieces into their hats. And, don't mind if I do. And Groin's 10 or 11 wives come over and they start ransacking the money. And yeah, he kind of just lets it happen. And there's not really much left at the end, but he scrapes what's left together and puts it in his pouch. Thanks, everyone. As you can see, masters, we're running a very efficient society.
You're doing quite well, Groin. This place is much better than it was under what was his name? Yak.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the Minotaurs, though.
Minotaurs.
Yeah, there's lots of Minotaurs over in the eastern section. They're like eating everyone who goes over there.
We'll
that's
deal
no
with
good.
that sometime soon.
I think they might have a deal with the Zentarum, because the Zentarum have got a little setup over there too. They sometimes come and buy roast bats, and even sometimes fried lizards.
Have they been attacking anyone in the market?
No, just the Minotaurs. They hang around the crossroads and anywhere east of that, and they just kind of like kill everything, right?
We'll go and have a look, Yak. You, Groin. You don't worry about that. We'll go and have a look.
They killed a couple of the bugbears too, but we gave them a funeral and then we ate them ourselves.
Very civilized of you.
Yeah, we honored their memory.
All right, shall we be off?
Bugbear brains.
Yeah, that's right. We eat the brains because that's where the soul resides. People think it's in the heart or the spleen, but no, it's in the brain.
Lucius is just gonna head off.
Oh, the spleen's good too, though.
Oh yeah, that gives you courage.
Mm-hmm. Just don't pop the stomach.
Oh, good advice. It just kind of stinks, right?
Just a little bit. Well, should we be off and go to kill the Minotaurs? Is that what we're doing?
We'll have a look. If they don't do anything at the crossroads, maybe we'll see. It's just down
Harrier,
this way anyway.
you have found some cow dung.
Ariok has ignored some cows.
It's not very shiny, I admit.
It's heading south, Kaviak and Aldrich.
You left your cat in the market.
All right, yeah. Can you shrink that token to like half size?
Yeah, and then I'll shrink it, and then I'll might memorize it after that. I might put it into save it as that.
It has 60-foot dark vision, as does the homuncular.
Okay, cool. Then I might get everyone to slow down, and I'll modify these tokens.
So yeah, I'm gonna have a homunculus on one shoulder and a tressum on the other, and watch me use neither of them, and just walk around with them as a status.
And have poop all the way down your back.
I feel like this tressum should at least learn, like, we can have a deal here. All you got to do is like comfortably sleep there and like act pretty, and I'll give you all kinds of nice food and treats. But if you shit all over me, you'll be in the naughty corner.
Yeah, shitting on you. That's the thing a dog would do. My God.
I whisper to him, but it's okay to shed on him.
Yeah, absolutely. You're right. I'm all over
That
it.
just means they love you.
Exactly. I won't shed them.
Aww.
Uh,
I think
It's
it's
a
like
tiny little
right
trestle.
here is where the portal is. Either right there or like up here.
Oh, hold up. He's just changing
Yeah.
tokens. So
And when they get made in Undermountain, they will always. So they're both 60-foot dark vision, right?
yeah,
When they
Is
get
that-
made in Undermountain, they will always be micro sized. It's just what Roll20 does every single time.
yeah, that's good. Is the Trustum one a little bit too small though?
As I said, it's micro sized. Like I made it up double that size, and now it shrunk it down. Like you saw how big you made the homunculus. See how big it is now?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Actually,
Roll20
yeah, no,
does that every time.
that's a good size, I think.
I mean, it kind of is, to be honest, but it's a little bit funny. But I did something just a little bit wrong, so I'll just make that adjustment, and then I'll.
I wonder if the cat likes the homunculus.
Probably.
It'd be awesome if they fought across his shoulders all the time.
Oh wow! Now look at the size of it. The Tressum's shrunk even further now.
Oh.
Okay, we'll try that again.
Make it Bjorn size,
Yeah.
so it like breaks his shoulder. You have a jaguar on your shoulder.
Been feeding the cat a little bit too much. Turns into Garfield with a goofy pair of wings.
Those ones should be okay now. Okay, so you're at the crossroads. I won't tell you what you remember. I'll let you think for yourself, but I will confirm that there are the signs of murder at these crossroads. There's blood, green from most creatures, black from goblins, and evidence that massive axes have chipped into the walls here. But nonetheless, this is still a magnificent part of the dungeon because it's right here that there are decorations of dwarves that wink at you and point at you and laugh as you go past. They're magical constructs and they're very hard to damage.
What do you guys think? I don't particularly wish to go off chasing minotaurs that we don't know anything about, but
No,
I'm
we had a
curious if
plan.
this
Let's
portal.
stick to it.
Let's just see if they come to us quickly. Does someone want to shout out something that would be highly offensive to a bunch of two-legged cows?
Oi, you fucking two-legged cows!
Roll for initiative.
Keviak, is your token here with us?
I believe so.
I don't
He's in
understand
the
what their
goblin
beef
market
is.
still.
Ah, beautiful. Yeah,
Why
nice.
do they have such long faces?
Because they're horny. Sorry, that
Eh.
was like less than anyway. I'll move Keviak and Sanj and the rest of them down.
Probably leave Sanj and Zevram there for now,
I
since
didn't
they're
even
not
bring
already
them.
in this fight.
Actually didn't even bring Zevram. So I'll just put Sanj back at the Goblin Market with Zevram.
Yeah, I guess Zevram is doing his propaganda stuff, and Sanj is being a wizard,
Yeah,
doing important wizard things.
that's
Aren't
right.
they one and the same?
He's finishing up some rituals in the lab for us.
Looks like we're having a steak for lunch, boys.
Okay. Adrastia, make a perception check as a just as a free action. Okay. You hear the bellows, and they echo most loudly from the northeast, but they also come from the south.
Hmm. I guess I'll quickly check the northeast. 15 feet. Nothing.
You see the start of a shrine up ahead. There's small concrete that, if you were to get close, you would see as an altar, but from here it just looks like a massive stone table.
We get a little bit closer. Still nothing. Damn.
You see some cow shit on the floor.
Guess I'll go a little bit closer with my bonus action. Still nothing. Damn.
What languages can you speak?
Elvish, Undercommon, and Goblin.
All right. This is indeed an altar, and although dark vision doesn't reveal everything, it reveals enough to see that there is writing on this slab of stone. It's in a language you don't know, but the writing seems somehow cruel, sharp, and edged, like as if it was written with thorns, like a font that is made up of thorns.
I see.
Imagine writing in barbed wire. Be difficult.
I guess I'll move the rest of my bonus movement. Oh, hello. Now I see something.
Says your companion.
Right, he's pretty heavily obscured though, so he probably gets a bonus to his AC.
He does. He has +5.
Oof,
Unless you have sharpshooter.
I don't, but
No.
I have +12, so and advantage, so there should be enough, I think, hopefully. I'll also chuck my hunter's mark on him, just to make sure I can burst him down in this round, hopefully.
Excellent. Okay, so what did you? I'm on a different page. What did you get?
Oh, 27.
27 is well and truly enough.
Yes,
And damage?
19 piercing.
All right, so it's enough to get him started, like a bull that has been stabbed for a bullfight. This one is now thoroughly agitated and wants war.
If it's war he wants, then war he'll get. That one was 23.
23 will also do it.
For 13 damage on that one.
19 and 13 ain't going to bring this guy down.
I got one more. For a 22.
That'll also do it.
For another 14.
32 and 14 is a total of 46, I believe.
I think so.
He's feeling it now. He's beginning to feel it. It's that third wound kind of took the fight out of him somewhat. He screamed with anger after the first shot. A little bit of shock at the second one, but the third one was a wound. But it's he's no coward, and he stamps
coward.
his foot. But as he stamps his hoof, he prepares to charge you, for he sees red.
I brace myself for the charge and snap another box of bolts in to my automatic crossbow.
Snap, snap, snap.
Repeating
Like a
crossbow.
beautiful, a marvel of engineering. Sometime in another era, Lucius and the rest of the party finally act. Like seven ranks past and addressed it.
I'm just gonna take a couple of steps back, look over to Aldrich and Keviak. You two can take point on this. Should just be a couple of bulls with axes.
All right, Kaisia.
You said there was some to the south as well?
Yeah, south and northeast.
Okay. I'll think that Adrastia probably has the northeast one down as well. start sprinting down the south corridor.
Excellent.
All
You
like
hear
south.
something is bellowing as it roars, as it comes towards you from that direction. It's not yet close though. It's still got some
I'm gonna
distance.
move back.
All right.
That'll be it for my turn.
Okay, Keviak.
How tall is the ceiling in here?
Tall. It's quite tall. These are classic dwarven ruins, 10 feet wide, roughly 20 feet tall. Though if you get into a room, the rooms are often taller still than the corridors.
All right, then it's time for some fly-in action.
Beautiful. It's as if your ancestors planned this.
Oh yeah. The day dwarves learned how to fly was the day the humans lost.
Oh, that's why they're so big. Or the hallways are so tall.
And here I thought they were just compensating for something.
You shut your damn mouth unless you're looking for a javelin.
I got a few
I
spare.
don't think it's a javelin. It's
Wow.
probably more like a dart.
He's gonna shit, I forgot to get that thing commissioned by the blacksmith.
Oh, here, get over here, Chain.
Yeah.
Ah, right. You forgot your scorpion move.
Yeah, fuck. Man. I was really
Just-
looking forward to doing that.
If it's not going to be enchanted, I can just quickly shimmy one up with the fabricate spell and a couple of the old short swords I got in my bag of holding.
Shimmy.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, I basically just wanted a javelin with like a 30-foot chain attached to it.
Discuss this after the fight.
Yeah.
Great
So
idea.
basically,
Yeah.
you
And he's gonna dash.
so you want a harpoon.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically.
That's pretty much what it is. A portable harpoon. Ariok. Woo!
Do I know if it's coming from the right or straight ahead?
Definitely the east. There can be no doubt, unless it's an incredible ventriloquist.
And that's my movement.
All right, Minotaur. Furious Minotaur, already heavily wounded, charges forward and all right, so it moves at least 10 feet straight and then hits the gore. It did move 10 feet straight. It also turned. I think that's fine. Yeah, that's probably fine. So the Minotaur charges towards Adrastia as she pelts it with crossbow bolts, but it lowers its horns and rushes with all the speed that it can muster, kicking up dust along this stone floor as it maneuvers. And as it slams into her with all the power of, well, a 15 is probably not going to hit, is it?
Nothing there.
All right. Tell us about how you managed to evade this mighty bull's charge.
I'd imagine that I hit it with the first bolt, and then the second, and then it starts charging towards me. I hit it with the third bolt while it's mid-charge, and then sidestep it at the very last moment, and it rams into the wall instead.
Very unfortunate for our Minotaur friend.
And as a bonus action, I yelled, Toro!
It accepts your challenge.
No, I was complimenting on his, boy fighting.
Well, the Minotaur took it as a racist insult. That's all I am to you.
Yep, your steak in about 5 minutes.
Ooh, I'll give you steak. I'll stake you on my horns. Meanwhile,
Those
another.
aren't horns. You're a spike.
Come on, now you're just being mean. The lower Minotaur charges down towards Kaisia and picks up all the speed it can. And as it turns around the corner, it throws its horns towards her, recklessly attacking with advantage, but gaining advantage to all attacks towards it through the round.
Okay.
Make a strength saving throw as you are smashed with the mighty power of this ferocious beast. You stand your ground like a mountain.
I just hold up a single hand to hold it back.
Oh, nice! It's pulling it off, and it's you're wrangling this bull, wrangling it.
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, it's I think if I'm not mistaken, it's an extra 2d8 because it's a charging gore.
Thank you very much. Yeah, I didn't. I just looked at the strength part. I missed the extra 8 damage. Bam!
Okay.
And though you did stop it with one hand, that hand now has a horn poked through it.
Ow.
Yeah, no, right. Bjorn.
It's not quite what they meant by grab a bull by the horns.
Not quite.
Bjorn's gonna try and scare the bull.
All right.
Start roaring at it.
Oh, come at me, the Minotaur says. Come on, bring it. You think you can fight, Bear? Show me you can fight. But it says this all in the giant tongue, so I don't know if Bjorn can.
No, Bjorn can't speak.
He understands gestures well enough. Body language. Andrastia.
Alright, well, I'm gonna stand my ground. And I'm gonna fire 2 more shots into him.
Bam, bam, close range at this Minotaur. Oh, it bellows with pain and fury.
14.
Savage strike.
13.
Ooh, the 2 successful blows, and they're enough to cause the Minotaur to lose its balance, and it's now teetering backwards like some giant tumbling from the skies down to earth. Lucius. Minotaur.
I'll throw a casual firebolt at it.
Woo. All right. Bjorn will absorb the bolt if the worst goes to worst. But you know what you're doing. Oh, that's how it is.
A casual firebolt.
Can't even wait to get me on the barbecue, I see, the Minotaur bellows in the giant tongue.
It was like a really, really fancy looking trick shot, like it curved just perfectly around Bjorn. But because it was so fancy, there was like no impact in it. It was all appearance.
The whole appearance. You've agitated the Minotaur. And he is now confident of his victory because he is only fighting first level characters. Aldrich.
I'm going to. Oh, my controller's being weird. I was right here. Going to run around this corner 30 feet. How far is that? Don't think I'm gonna be able. Actually, I can. And the Minotaur is damaged.
It is.
Okay, I will cast Toll of the Dead.
And it tolls for him indeed. He is angered. Greatly angered. No magic, he says in Giant. Magic's cheating!
They did not provide a rule book.
Just because you didn't read the rules doesn't mean that they don't exist. I see it.
I'm gonna take up my
Monsters
great
rulebook for
sword and
adventurers.
That's right.
I'm gonna just cut his Achilles tendon right off.
Ouch. He no longer has a heel.
Do Minotaurs have heels?
Yeah, probably.
Maybe a backwards ankle?
Yeah.
So now he's just hoofing it.
Only one hoof though.
Yes.
Can anyone say hello?
I behoove you to stop.
It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Yeah, Minotaur can't help but be impressed with your puntastic proclamations. Keviak, this Minotaur is crippled. It looks like it'll be running at a half speed for the rest of its life, and it'll probably never play basketball again.
Well, it's not going to have to worry about that for very long. He flies down to the ground and just bams it twice in the face with his warhammer. He's not raging.
Right. He's not raging. He's quite casual, and it shows. It really
Yeah,
shows.
Really, really, Jesus.
He's trying to one up
That's
my
just
casual
embarrassing
fireball.
performance.
No one's really into level 2. You know, like, come on, guys, we should be going down, not up. What are we doing fighting monsters on this level? This is, this is just grind.
I'm
Area.
gonna punch.
The poor Minotaur is about to topple over. He's how do you finish him off with your 3-hit combo?
I plant one paw on his chest, and then take the other and do a backflip and kick him under the head.
It is spectacular. It is. Make a free acrobatics and performance check to see just how well you pull this off.
We're being casual, but Ariok's just showing off.
Look at that. Look at that. Look at that. You know, people one day in the future, the designers of Mortal Kombat Activision, they're going to base Sonya Blade on Ariok's fighting style.
I land with a flourishing bow.
Magnificent. Halasta claps. There's like this little magical inaudible clap that sort of comes from out of
You hit
the
him with the flying scissor lock.
That's it. That's it.
2119. I'm picturing that as a fucking 700 and whatever degree spin with a kick, followed by like a little pat on the cheek by the tail as the Minotaur just goes down.
That's
I
it.
tell Andrasty, you have to tell them about this.
I mean, it was flashy and all, but all that wasted momentum.
Why are you afraid that they won't believe you?
I'm a cat. All I have is momentum.
And sleeping.
That goddamn Russian judge.
9.8.
All right. The Minotaur that is engaged with Keviak and Kaisia still has a beef with Kaisia, and he
grind it.
Exactly. He attacks.
Boo.
Yeah, that was a good one. 17.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then he tries to limp away. Brother! He bellows out to his brother.
Yep.
Gonna go
When he
ahead
moves,
and
he
make that
takes
attack of
3d8.
opportunity.
3d8. Out.
Yeah, from Booming Blade.
Out.
Oh, wow, I only rolled a 9.
Boom. There is a thunderous echo. It is answered by Moo! Deeper within the dungeon.
More of them.
There are.
We're never getting to the gate today.
You can make your opportunity attacks if you want.
Unending
Crunch.
bovine barrier.
That's right. That's right. It's a farm down here.
Yeah, you heard
Does a
it.
16 hit?
Sure does. Woo! His companion just tramples straight over him. And on a 1, he attacks Keviak, and on a 2, he attacks Kaisa.
I imagine that the Goblin Market, they hear all this move.
They will. It's like, and the bells ringing and the booming blade, like all of these sounds, they reverberate throughout the second level. When a
Why
loud
do you think
noise
they're
is made.
terrified of us?
Yeah, pretty much.
I
We
reckon
just like,
Glenn,
hey, pass it through, go downstairs, and then like, sounds of murder and frenzy.
Yeah, every
that's the thing. I mean,
And then it goes all quiet.
yeah,
time I hear,
you motherfucker.
that's
every
the
time
thing. We're in charge of the Goblin Market, and Groin has adventured with us for a period of time, so he's probably sitting around with the other goblins, like, oh, them poor minotaurs.
every time they hear a noise, they flinch.
Does a 15 hit Kaisia?
It does not.
It does not. And so this Minotaur is flailing around wildly, recklessly, without care. It's just trampled its own kinsman underneath its hooves. I think it knows that it's going to die. Or someone's
wants
going
to
to die. Yeah,
Warrior's death.
exactly. You understand. You share the same bestial impulses. For your religion and culture is not so different.
You're
That's-
just gonna kind of look sad.
He can't get in there. Yeah, not without trampling.
Mhm.
He doesn't have 10-foot range, does he? Like so
No.
many, so few creatures do in 5th edition. It's really strange. Adrastia.
Okay, I'll step over this guy and check this room out. Seems legit. Said this was an altar.
Yeah, that's right. It's an altar with writing that looks like it's made of thorns and twisted wire. There's also a golden mass sitting on top of the altar, like a massive orb, if you will, of maybe not quite gold, more like amber.
Well, I guess I'll inspect the altar more closely, see if I can read what it says or might be encased in the amber or anything like that.
Yeah, no worries. Make a investigation roll, perhaps. You're not going to learn a lot from it. Although, as you noticed, it's a language that you don't understand, and the sigils that you do see are quite sinister and primordial. Yeah, like reading a twisted script written in cuneiform. Primitive language. No insights though, Lucius. It is abysmal. Yeah, abyssal. Yeah.
I can read that.
Excellent.
Lucius is going to take another step forward, and he kind of puts his hands out, starting to make the gestures to cast a spell. Looks over his shoulder and go, "Oh, Eldritch is right behind me. I'm definitely not going to cast that one." So he switches over to
Wait, what were you gonna cast?
tentacles.
Oh. Oh.
Oh, his tentacles are bigger than yours.
Never going to cast that in Eldritch's presence ever.
Why not?
Might get a little excited.
He might throw out bigger tentacles, and then you'll see how inadequate yours are.
I'm going to guess a 12 does not hit.
A 12 will not hit.
That's it for me.
Aldrich at the rear.
I
Somewhere you
run by Lucius, and as I run by, tilt my head in to smell his scalp and say, "What kind of conditioner are you using?"
You notice that he has dandruff. He didn't have dandruff last year.
I most definitely do not.
Yeah, maybe it's just dust from the roof.
if Lucius found out that he had dandruff, he'd be like running straight to like, the
Ah.
Temple of Soon, like, I need treatment immediately.
Trust me, male dandruff sufferers, they're always the last to know.
And before I spin around to cast my spell, I look to him and say, maybe you should get some head and shoulders. Boom.
That endorsement is free. All right. Wisdom saving throw for our poor, unfortunate Minotaur. Poor Minotaur. And the bell rings. The bell rings, and it rings for him. But he keeps fighting on, for this shall be his grave or yours. I see it.
I think we all know it's going to be his.
Yeah, I'll take another step forward.
Well, he will bet on himself, but he's
Wait.
not confident.
Did he say this gravy will be for him? Oh, I love
Yep.
gravy.
Well done. This is it just never ends.
I'll just keep on swinging.
It's an excellent strike. Sorry?
Oh, the hacking slash and that.
Brilliant. Hacking, slashing. You do them both.
Oi! Why aren't you very strong? Barely even touched me.
I'm very strong, I'll have you know!
Show me then.
He prepares to show you. Alright.
Taunting our enemies.
He's going to show you, alright?
He's got to survive Keviak first.
Yeah, well, if Keviak, step aside, Keviak. I got something to show this girl here.
Oh, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, he's still trying to make up for that embarrassing performance earlier, so he's gonna recklessly cut this thing down with his warhammer.
All right, it's you're not letting this one get away like the spider got away. All right, you drop your warhammer. It lands
It's with advantage because reckless.
Oh, is it? Ah, okay, cool. All right, in that case, it's a success. That it was just a hilarious, pathetic.
Good
Oh,
thing
he's
you're
reckless anyway. Yeah, you're absolutely right. He does not. He has a great worm. He takes your feeble blows and laughs at them. Ha ha! All you've done is tenderize the steak.
Wait, that was wrong. You're admitting your stake.
He's a little embarrassed at his self-burn. Ariok.
Okay, what does it say?
All right, let's have a look. So, okay. This room is definitely an altar, and it has an inscription that is written, "A gift of flesh willingly given can feed our eternal hunger." There's a big pile of gold and amber on the altar.
I
Like
let Adressia know, and then cut off a piece of flesh and throw it on the altar.
Where do you cut the flesh from? Oh, like the Minotaur?
The Minotaur, yeah.
Beautiful. You feed the Minotaur to the altar.
I'm sure that'd be willingly given.
I guess it depends whether it means the flesh of the person who wants the offering or not.
Yeah, I gave it willingly. I'm going to also cut off a horn because I think I want to.
As you put the flesh on the altar, the mound of gold, the great amber resin that sits here, begins to move, begins to slide, and begins to consume the off.
The fucking oozes.
Well done, Ooze, on your -1 initiative roll. Congratulations. That's
Well, I guess we can leave, right, Adjustia?
He's busy sliming around.
That's right. He's feeding. Like he's not necessarily attacking you.
There's a whole other bull here for him, so let's just go.
Yeah. All right. This Minotaur is prepared to show Kaisia exactly what he means when can I ask you a question?
No.
He is reckless. 7 damage.
Is that
What
all
do
you
you-
got?
Oh, I've got better than that. What do you call a masturbating bull? Beef stroganoff.
Boo.
Beyond.
Bjorn's gonna groan at that one.
As a bonus action or as an action?
As an action.
He spends his whole round going.
He just buries his head under his paws.
Drastic.
Yeah, let's leave this ooze to its feast, I guess.
All right.
I can't be bothered wasting arrows, wasting bolts rather. And then I'll do my bonus action movement. There we go.
At the very end of the corridor, if you look far enough to north, you'll see a glowing light being held by a couple of humans. They're holding the light out into the darkness as if that's gonna fucking see anything, you know? Humans, am I right?
We were all first level at one time.
Good lord. I guess I'm gonna. I haven't used my action yet, so
No.
I guess
Shoot
I'll
at him,
use
please.
try
Shoot at
and
him.
peer at them from this distance and try and make out who they are.
Excellent. You can make a perception check for your action. It's difficult to tell. They're rugged up and armored, and they've got clubs and short swords. But beyond that, they could be thugs or adventurers or mercenaries, bandits. Who knows?
Do not engage. There is a very dangerous gang of vampire bards in this area.
Could be vampire bards.
Vampire bards.
Yes.
Yeah, it's a long story.
It's a good story, but it's a long story.
Probably an epic.
I guess I'd get Lucius's attention and sort of, direct his gaze towards the approaching
Yeah.
humans.
He looks over his shoulder, and at the same time, the Tressum is tugging at his collar and pointing backwards. And you can see in the distance a torch being held by a couple of humans.
I'll throw one final firebolt at this Minotaur to, see if I can cook him a little bit more and then walk in.
How do you like your steak?
Medium rare.
Good choice.
He bats away your fireball, knocking it into the
Will end up
distance.
being a 17.
Ah, yeah, good point. He actually strikes at the fireball, discovers that fire is a poor medium for interacting with physically, and the fire kind of explodes and roasts him alive where he stands. All right. Are we killing humans who carry torches?
Lucius is walking in that direction to see who they are.
Go no further. We've got your number. Click, click, as they load their crossbows.
What's our number?
Not your phone number.
I don't have a phone. What are
Hurry
they
up.
talking about?
Could you make
No,
it from
your address number, like where you live on your street, like number 37 Baker Street, that sort of thing.
Ariel? Could you make it from here to there in a couple of seconds?
Oh, well, I don't know where there is because I can't quite see them, but I probably can.
You can, if you scroll up, you can see them on the map because they got torches out.
'Cause, yeah, they're lit,
170
so.
feet.
Well, I could get to them in one turn, but I couldn't attack.
Well, that's good enough. I'll scare him
I could
shitless.
also get within
Alright.
range.
I'll run up to him.
Hey, before you do, we'll turn and yell back to him. Who are you guys?
We're your worst nightmare. Yeah, that's a good one, Barry. Yeah, we're professionals.
All right, here we go.
Professional
And-
what?
Professional dungeoneer guards.
And I'm going to scare the shit out of him. I run full speed right up to him.
All right, they don't see you coming, so you're able to take one, so like one move, and then like presumably roll for initiative, which you're likely to win. So you get there. Let's now roll for initiative, which you're likely to win.
God, just imagine that. It's just beyond the torchlight in the darkness, you just hear this the
Every-
footsteps as it
yeah,
gets
that's it.
closer.
That's it. Every step getting a touch louder. All right, Ariok. So the rest of you can act. That's fine. Like if you beat Ariok, then by all means move up or do what you like. But I assume that it's this will be decided by what Ariok does, unless Adrastia starts. Yeah. So we'll just use the initiative. Adrastia, what do you do?
I'll probably just run up. So boom.
Yeah, Bjorn, you can just run up as well. Ariok, it's your go.
Yeah, I'm not going to attack yet, but I'll ready an
Cool.
action to shoot at
That-
them if they attack Ariel.
All right.
This one, oh, they're going to attack me because I'm about to.
So I said you were going to scare them, not beat them to a bloody pulp.
Crunch.
Oh, this will square one of them.
It does. It squares one of them. The first, so what are your 3 blows? Because it's only the third one that knocks him out.
Stomach, solar plexus, head.
Great combo. He doubles over, and then he's briefly stunned by the solar plexus and just knocked out from the punch to the jaw. He falls over. He's clearly not dead. Just collapses on the ground in a pile of his own shit.
I asked the other one. So what's my number?
He holds up the torch in front of your flame in front of your face, and begins stuttering. Lucius, do you do anything?
I'm just gonna slowly walk towards.
Yeah, Keviak.
Double dash towards him.
Wait, you're friends with Master Sanj. He says that to Ariel.
Yeah.
Any response?
Friends. They're more associates, really.
Yeah. You work with him. But wait, I need a 2 to test to see if it's really you. What is the name of Mr. Sanj's bodyguard? His personal bodyguard.
His name is.
His name is. I'm coming for you, you sons of bitches! I'll break your fucking ankles.
His name is an 8 and a 12.
Oh, because you're bashing him.
Yes.
All right. Okay. Yeah. Well, you start fighting him, and the 8 and the 12 is crippling, but doesn't kill him. Make an attack of opportunity as he starts to run. All right. That'll also hit for a total of 33, which is just enough to trip him. And when you trip him, he lands face first down on a pressure plate. That pressure plate then triggers a crossbow bolt, which shoots him in the neck and kills him instantly.
Oh God, it's that room.
I never found out my number.
You never did.
Oh well, I'll wander back.
You will have noticed just before you wander back that he has the tattoos of a Zentarum operative.
Don't care.
Don't care.
Did you just
Okay.
kill one of boss's guys?
I don't know.
It's a
He
bit more
never told me.
complicated than
He
that.
never told me his number.
Did you check his corpse for it?
I don't do that kind of thing.
You should.
I'll
You
search
find
the
Why
cool
is everyone?
shit.
Why is everyone going north? I thought we were gonna go to the gate.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
yeah,
kneel
let's.
down and I'm gonna put my hand on top of the forehead of the Zentarum and do spare the dying.
All right, you save you save one of their lives. The one that got hit by the crossbow bolt, he's already gone. But the one who was merely knocked out, you save him.
I say you can feel free to question this one if you need to. Otherwise, we can keep moving.
Well, does anybody want to figure out who these guys were and what they wanted with Sanj? Or what they wanted with us, I guess, because we know Sanj.
They're Zentarum. They're likely Sanj's old subordinates, which would make them Manchuni and Zentarum, and definitely no allies of ours.
Well, in that case, I guess there's no reason to suffer them to live.
There's also no value in us killing them. I mean, fodder at this level. Really, you're lowering yourself just by killing them if they're already disarmed and incapacitated. Let's just leave them be and keep going to this portal. I really want to see if this works.
No, hold on a second. What's around this corner here? Where were
You
they
don't
going?
want to. You don't want to go up there. That room, if I remember correctly, has about 6 different traps in it, just like the one that just killed that guy.
Oh.
Yeah, if you run in there, you and Bjorn will be having a particularly bad day.
Okay.
I'm going to do a quick cursory search of their bodies anyway, see if they have anything obvious on them that
Yeah.
might be of interest.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, you a quick cursory search. A handful of silver. They have a D12 silver pieces each. A short sword, a mallet, like a mace for beating people rather than for killing them. So pretty crappy armor, but studded leather armor. Well, I suppose it's pretty good armor, really. Not a lot of stuff. Notably, they don't have rations or water on them, so they can't have been expected to travel far. They
Right.
kind of look like they're on duty, right? Like they're they're on lookout duty.
Man, they're not very good at it.
Humans in Underdark, like, yeah, they're not very good at it. You're absolutely right.
Are we going south?
I mean, we can go looking for their camp if we really want to, but
No,
I've
I
been
want to go to the
curious
portal.
about this portal for a long time.
You
Yeah,
see a bit
let's
of
keep
light
going.
coming around the corner in the far distance. Like you can see it sort of ambienting, extending, radiating around the corner. And although you don't hear anyone, that's probably just because the distance is more than 100 feet.
Alright, I guess we should go now.
Yeah, let's go. We'll come back and deal with these guys in a bit.
A couple of guys do come around the corner, and they do just as the last one did. They peer into the distance to try to see you, but now they can see because there's still a torch illuminating this place, and they're looking in the distance, and they're trying to check you out.
I snuff the torch with prestidigitation.
All right,
Spooky.
Mr. Keviak, was that you?
Aye.
Mr. Keviak, well, if you don't mind me asking, what are you doing out there?
Checking out the dungeon.
Good work then. Mr. Sanj didn't tell us, sir. Right you are.
What are you boys doing down here?
Just maintaining lookout, sir. Most of the boys are having a bit of a breather, but we're just keeping watch out, sir.
For which base? I wasn't aware we had a camp down here.
What do you mean you weren't aware, sir? Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Roll for initiative.
Oh dear.
Here we go.
They start bolting. They start running. They even drop their torch. They just run. Like one of them runs, and the other one's like, "What? Oh, right."
See, I handled this, but you had to say something.
All right. So Adrastia, it's your first.
Alright. See, so I'll move up a little bit here. Just outside my first range band, so it's going to be at regular attack difficulty. Shouldn't be a problem. Because, wait, what's the range on my hunter's mark? 120.
They can't see you. I don't think I'm pretty sure it's not illuminated to the west here.
Yeah, they're out of range of my hunter's mark, so I'll just use just regular bolts.
All right. You nonetheless have advantage on the attack.
I thought I had regular because I'm
They
more
can't
than
see
100
you.
feet away.
Oh right. Yeah, you're right. Okay. Yeah. So it cancels it out. Yeah. The advantage and disadvantage cancel each other out.
Right, so there's the first one.
Bam.
That's a pretty low roll for me, but
Sinks into
good
his
enough.
chest. I've been hit. Been hit again. I've been. And fumbles and stumbles to the ground.
Turn their backs and start to run. The one in front just hears and his friend collapses behind him.
Right. Just runs faster. Bjorn?
Bjorn will just kind of waddle forward, I guess.
Yeah. He's calm. Keviak.
Kiviak's just gonna run 70 feet.
Alright. Bam. And?
That's it.
Bam. A couple of cross darts fire out of the wall as you run past them. One and two, but neither of them are going to hit you.
Okay.
All right, so that's the end of your go, right, Lucius?
Yep.
I am going to dash south because we've been here before and I know that whole compound loops around to the intersection down.
Excellent. Aldrich.
Let's see. So, are these when Caviac ran? What did he trigger any of the plates?
He did, but the plates pressed themselves back up again. So it's like pulling the trigger on a gun. They fired once, but you don't know if. But they're now reset again.
Okay, I'm just gonna dash right there then.
All right, two of them fire. Neither of them hit. Sorry, only one of them fires. The corpse is still weighing this pressure plate down, so it can't fire. Yeah, and only one of them fires. I see it.
Okay, I will. Here. Where away is that? Yeah, I'm way out of range for anything I have. I guess I'll just sprint through all these traps and not really care.
Beautiful. The first one can't be set off because it's got a corpse on top of it.
Okay.
The second one, however, fires upon you and it hits.
Oh, I don't make it to the second one yet.
Oh, you don't make it the second one, no worries. Okay, the man has dropped his torch and is running. It's them! He says. It's them!
Did he just enlarge as he was running away?
He did. He was like, it's them! So, it's them. Oh, them? That's them. All right.
I am going to brush off my robes and my brand new robes, straighten them out, and bend.
You're all the way down there. Wow.
Well, I thought we were going south, so I came down south, and then you guys all ran north. And I'm not just going to run back and forth like an idiot. So I'm just going to.
Interesting.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna. I wonder, having seen Aldrich, Keviak, and Kaisio all run across these pressure plates, can I use my action to try and make a perception check to pick out where the plates are, so that when I move over them, I can like hop over them as I go?
It's an investigation check, and you really have to be kind of where it is because there's no way that you can discern it from a distance. They're identical to the rest of the stone, but once you're within like about 30 feet of them, you'll be able to make a check. Yeah, so from where you are, you can't do it. You have to get closer.
That's fair enough. 60. Yeah, I'll run up with my bonus action and my action to dash right up alongside Keviak.
All right. A couple of them fire at you as you go past. 23, 24.
Of course, I get unlucky.
Unfortunate.
Yeah, they both hit.
Okay. Make it 2 Constitution saving throws.
I knew I should have cast protection from poison first.
So you suffer 5 points of piercing damage, and you suffer 15 and half of this one, 15, 22 poison damage as the venom surges through you from the dart that has struck you.
Yeah, note to self: use protection from poison next time.
Oh my god! If any of you die on for level 1, you should just go back to Troll Skull and.
Hey, this is level 2, sir.
Level 2. Level 2. But it is it is funny to revisit and have it be a little more dangerous than you might have expected beyond.
Yeah,
How
I mean
much,
it is
damage is that?
good to update a dungeon and not just leave it blank years after it was closed.
Yeah. That's right. Such a long time. Hey, yeah. I'm glad you agree. All right, Bjorn.
Just running right past it.
All right, run straight over them. 2 more of them fire and exhaust their ammunition.
Very appropriate music right now.
3 question marks on the map is absolutely not a good thing.
Constitution save. All right, 2 points of piercing and and 6 for poison. All right, these traps are exhausted. Lucius.
I shall continue south.
All right. Keviak.
Seeing all this pressure plate bullshit, Keviak's gonna activate his boots and Superman fly a couple feet off the ground. 7. And that'll be his turn.
All right. Aldrich.
Going to dash right here.
Okay. You trigger 1 of the traps. Sorry, Keviak, will you trigger 1 as well? I was just on a different part of the map. I apologize for that. Bam and bam.
Keviak was flying.
Oh, he's flying? Okay, thank you for that. Yeah, good call. Aldrich, however, bam and bam. 2 darts. 21 hit?
Yep.
Oh, does it really? Constitution save.
Con save.
Alright, 3 whole points of poison and 3 piercing. As it taps you. I see it.
Yeah, I'll just follow behind Bjorn, I guess.
Alright. Walking in the square that you're in, you're fine. The pressure plate does not activate. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You hear the thugs calling. You hear the Zentarum calling. It's them. They keep recording. It's them. Keviak, make a perception check with advantage. Aldrich, you can also make a perception check. Adrastia and Kaisia, you can make a perception check at disadvantage.
Nice.
All right. You hear the sound of orders being given. Defend, set yourselves up, position yourselves, crossbows. I'll take them out whatever way I can. The voice sounds familiar, but you can't place it, Keviak. The rest of you are the same. The voice sounds familiar, but you can't place it. Ariok.
Oh, I'll wave it, Zev. Hey. And that's it. I'm just gonna wait.
Drastia.
I gotta cast protection from poison on myself.
Brilliant.
And then I'm gonna see how far can I get. Just past that plane. I'm gonna hide in this little corner here after I get past these planes. Ah, that sucks. Good thing I had protection from poison.
What's the protection from poison do? Half damage or something? What's it do?
I think it's half damage and gives me advantage on Constitution saves. I'll post it. How do I post it?
I believe
9
it's
piercing.
There we go. Yeah, advantage on saving throws and resistance to damage.
Cool. So make 2 saving throws, both with advantage. All right. What's the DC? Let's. This is important.
Is it
DC
drought poison?
15. It's not drought poison. No.
Oh.
DC for 15 killer poison. So you fail both of those checks, and because one is a critical hit, it ends up being 9d6 poison damage.
Oof.
41 on top of the 9 piercing.
But you do
Good
take
thing it's
half.
half.
But it's half. Yeah, okay, good call.
So that's 20 then. So 29, including the piercing damage. Is that right?
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna have to sit in this corner and heal for a bit, I think.
Beyond.
Yarn doesn't know what's going on. He just keeps going forward.
Who the fuck are you? Yells out someone who you can make insight checks. For those of you who are in the northern chambers. I see through to Keviak. Keviak, you can have advantage. Who the fuck are you? Prepare to die, all of you!
Do the traps not trigger when Bjorn ran across?
They do. They do.
Okay.
Thank you. Trying to keep track of too many things.
Yeah. Those both hit.
And 2 con saves. All right. Okay. DC 15 for half damage. Where did that guy go?
Are they 96 for the poison?
No, sorry. I was just re-rolling him. I'll roll that again. So 3d6 and I did it again. 3d6 and 3d6.
I'm trying to think who.
What did I do with that token?
Is that maybe the voice he did with Erstal Floxen? Actually, it'd only be Aldrich that had. I can't remember if we killed him or not.
Oh, Adrastia knows exactly who it is. It's Keviak.
Keviak.
It's Keviak.
What?
Oh, Manchun made simulacrum of his 2 lackeys. Oh, shit. This is
No wonder is acting so friendly towards Keviak at first, and then he's like, oh shit, it's the real Keviak.
You got it. And right now there is a fucking 300-pound dwarf charging his way, knocking tables and chairs over as he strives to get toward you, Lucius.
Oh, it's fucking on.
It's on.
This is everything Keviak's ever wanted, is to fight himself.
Is that Sanjin Zevram there?
It is. I'm putting them there because like we're about to call it, and so I thought I'd put them closer to the party rather than further away.
Because it's about to be a very big fight if there's a
Yeah.
of Sanj.
And I can't put them with one group of the party, so I put them basically with the rear group.
So yeah, I'm gonna shout to Ariok and Zevram, keep up. This is further, and I'm gonna polymorph myself into a giant eagle.
All right.
And I will scoop up Sanj and continue onward.
Okay, cool. Keviak.
Oh, Keviak's gonna rage. It just comes screaming around the corner. And immediately fling 2 javelins at the first fucker he sees.
All right. He's hiding behind some barrels, gives him some pretty good cover. But your arm is strong. Sure go. Oh, there we go. Bam. Oh, two critical, very big hits. But they don't kill him.
Damn, 2 1s for damage.
Yeah, they maybe your javelin goes straight through the barrels and lodge into him, but the impact reduces their pain. All right. You see in the distance a familiar figure, a blue-skinned mage, only this one dressed in purple robes, looks up. It cannot be, he says to himself as he sees Keviak running towards him, as Keviak runs towards him. Confused though he might be, this magician knows that he must stop you somehow. He must stop you somehow. And what's the range on that? Let's have a look.
I'm genuinely concerned now. I took the long way to go get Ariok and go around the back because I thought they'd try and escape because we know that's a closed off area up there. But knowing there's simulacrums of you two there now, I'm concerned because I'm far enough away at this point. I won't make it in time if something bad happens.
Yeah, I'm a little concerned. Like, I can't geek the mage first at this range.
Alright, so scroll the description and so on. Cool. The earth begins to erupt all around you, and the ground shakes for 20. Make a dexterity saving. There's a 20-foot cube. I'll put that in.
Can I see this effect?
Yeah, it should be written in the thing.
He meant for the save.
No, like, yeah.
Oh, right. That only works on traps, not on spells, I'm pretty sure.
It's just any dexterity saving throw, I think, where I can see the effect.
You better check that. I don't think that's.
It is any
dexterity. Danger sense.
Okay, cool. Yeah, in that case, yeah, you can see it because you can see Sanj in the distance. Yeah, no worries.
But yeah, it doesn't matter.
Cool. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. The earth is erupting, and that's where it becomes difficult terrain until cleared. And yeah, the ground begins shaking and earth spraying up at you, smashing into you, breaking your bones and your skin alike. Aldrich.
If I run this way, I'm going to trigger that plate, right? Or is it already triggered?
It has been triggered already. You don't know how much ammunition it's got, though.
Okay, I'm just going to run over here to address, yeah.
Alright, it fires its last dart. It's exhausted.
Good.
And then I'm going to be like, my chocolate elf, you are poisoned. And cast Lesser Restoration.
Chocolate elf.
Chocolate elf. Well, technically I'm not poisoned. I just took damage from it. I don't have the poison condition right now. I don't think.
Look, he just really wants an excuse to call you his chocolate elf and type.
I just wanted to get up close and smell you, you know. But that's the end of my turn.
Beautiful.
I was expecting healing, and then I get no healing, and I get smelled. I'm very displeased.
You haven't praised Leviathan hard enough.
Praise Leviatar.
See, Bjorn
We-
gets it.
We don't heal them dark elves.
Dark elves.
Cassia.
Yeah, I'll just run past the trap again.
Beautiful. It's exhausted and
Yeah.
does not threaten you.
That'll be it.
That's a bit confusing. Okay. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. At the very edge of your vision, oh no, not the edge because it's pretty brightly illuminated. At the edge of the hallway, among the torchlight and illumination, Keviak, you see a great winged lion peer around the corner. It's dressed in livery. It's got purple heraldry hanging over it, symbols that you can't see at the moment. But that if you were closer, you would see clearly identifies it as an esteemed member of the Zentarum. This manticore sees you and is really confused because, like, you're Keviak. But hang on, there's Keviak as well. He's not really sure what to do, and tries to make sense of the situation. Let's give it a wisdom check. DC of 10. All right, it's worked out what's going on and fires upon Keviak with its tails. I'll take it off GM layer. All right, 1, 2, 3. That's 4. I think it's meant to be 3. No, that's 3. Good. All right, a single hit, Keviak, 6 points of damage, as a little dart comes flying out of the distance. All right, so I'll just add him to the turn as well. And we're up to the Zentarum members. This injured Zentarum member spends his turn lighting a torch and getting a bit of illumination up in this place. The rest of them fire their crossbows. They're pretty unsure what to do as well, but you know, it must be a chameleon or a doppelganger or some sort of disguise kit. Whatever the case, that's not really Keviak, and we need to bring him down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I think one of those hit, right?
Nope.
Excellent. Had upgrades.
He's got 5 new bolts in his shield.
That brings us to Ariok.
Well, since I was told to keep up, I run to there and then keep running.
Excellent.
Then I see passageways, so I wait for Zeb.
Beautiful. Okay, and we shall leave it there for this week.
I'm actually worried. You guys have Aldrich, so I don't think anyone will die. But
We're gonna have the real Sanj back next week, right?
He's with me at the moment, down all the way down here. Like I'm in giant eagle form at the moment, so I'll be moving flat out 160 feet per round. So it shouldn't take too long for us to flank them from behind. But that said,